Covino and Rich.
Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
You're all down on the radio.
Yeah!
Holy mother nugget! Holy mother meatball!
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
All right, how we feeling today? Feeling good? Feeling good? Feeling good. All right. Welcome to the show, Covino and Rich. Rich Davis, Steve Covino.
What's up, guys? What's going on?
That's the Vato Loco that hits the buttons. Ready to do this today? We have a lot to get to. I have embarrassing stories. A Vato connection. Okay, can't wait for that. And a Vato standoff. So a lot happening today. Stories, life, entertainment. We're rocking out in a minute. And Spot, no, not back. Spot's back. Is still hurt. Actually, doctor said he needs a bacchiotomy. All right, let's do this. Like Popeye and Brutus. By the way, Cove, tilt that camera down a little bit. We have too much headroom. We have to. It's like max. I know it never moved. That's weird. I know. Boom, boom. Yeah, there you go. Way better. All right, get over here. I want to talk about a weird discrepancy with the Jeopardy winner. And tonight, something goes down that I'm wondering if you're interested in at all. By the way, sweet hoodie.
Thanks, bro. Got it at shop.covinoandrich.com.
That's where I get all my goodies.
My parents got some cool Christmas ornaments there, baby onesies, masks, condoms, toenail clippers. We got everything now, man.
Are you selling bathwater?
We got everything.
Are you selling
Covino
farts in
Rich
jars?
Farts in a jar. She's in the news.
Is that story true? That she had like heart issues because she was farting? Or
she
is
was
it
pushing out too many farts that she had medical issues as a result. That was the update on the 90-Day Fiancé girl selling her farts.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that it can't be true.
I mean, that's the update. The
yeah, but
follow-up.
I read the headline, but I feel like
It's got to be true. It's online. It's got to be true.
fart girl, the girl that was farting in jars.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my God, how on earth?
Yeah, remember you said you'd sign up your whole family to do this?
Yeah, everyone, fart in jars, everybody.
His beautiful wife. And he'd be cool if his kids did it when they grew
Fart
up.
in jars.
This guy's starting a factory here. Fart factory.
The fart, I never read the story because I was like, no, I'm not clicking on this clickbait, but if you're telling me it's true, hold on.
When I fart in a jar. When I fart in a jar. When I fart in a jar.
TikTok star who sells her farts in jars is now selling fart NFTs. That's
Sweet.
the latest headline.
All right. All right.
I mean, woman who earns money selling jarred farts hospitalized by her work. She became a reality star on 90 Day Fiancé.
She was pushing out so much air that her sphincter was sore and something happened with her heart. That a heart attack scare is what it was.
Stephanie Matto took up a new lucrative profession, selling jars of her own farts. She's from Connecticut, received a request for her jarred gas, and started selling it. Managed to make $200,000 total.
Wow.
97 jars of farts in 2 days.
Wow.
At one point, she was pumping out 97 jars a day to cope with the demand.
97 jars of farts on the wall.
97 jars of farts. Yeah. Unfortunately, the fairy
tale. And pass it around. 96 bottles of farts on the wall.
Unfortunately, the fairy tale career recently came to an abrupt end after her new lifestyle landed her in the hospital. She felt like she was having a heart attack.
I feel that
like
once
she was
a week.
having a heart attack.
I feel that at least once a week. With my anxiety.
Business was good.
Elizabeth.
It's a big one. Elizabeth. However, as orders came in, she realized she was going to have to promote the passing of wind in order to keep fulfilling the orders. Beans, protein muffins, yogurt, hard-boiled eggs.
I saw a guy, right, who put this girl to the test, and he put it on TikTok. He's like, "There's a girl. She's making headlines. She's selling farts in a jar. I'm gonna do an unboxing here on the show, whatever." Right? His bullshit podcast.
Selling my jar of
He
farts.
unboxes. He does his mail time, and he opens it up, and it's packaged real nice, and he's real impressed with the packaging.
Yeah.
And there's like a little flower in it. Like she puts like rose petals in the jar, right? He opens it up, and I really buy into his reaction. He's like, "Whoa!" But I believed it. I really did. He said it smelled like feminine, yet like some sort of like festering rot that he couldn't just describe.
Well,
So yeah, he said, but still had a hint of feminine because there was a rose in there. But he said it was the grossest thing he ever smelled, and it was
Uptown,
legit. He said it smelled a little like beans.
Uptown Jen Brown said what's probably the truth. She goes, the woman probably ate so much bad shit so that she could fart more.
Well, it's like that Billy Joel line. Because farting too much could give you a fart attack. You ought to know by now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kirk.
It's a good one.
Said she had a fart attack. Farting too much could give you a heart attack? Somebody sent me to the ER. Anyway, somebody called me Miles Davis.
Yeah, we need to make a parody to Jar of Hearts. It's a Jar of Farts.
So I'm getting Jordan for Valentine's, Papa.
Leaving scars. Jar of Farts.
Jar of Farts. Jar of Farts.
Beautiful song.
Yeah, I think they have Abe Lincoln's last fart in the jar, I think. The Lincoln Institute.
Yeah. What did they say? Beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot.
I don't know if I know that version. Must be the white boy version.
Nah, I don't. That's like the polite girl version.
Oh, okay.
The musical fruit, the more you eat, the more you toot.
Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us, Covino and Rich, Greg, Eric, Mauser, Vic in Toronto.
It crossed Vic's mind to actually fart in a jar and send it to us to see what would happen.
I feel like there's no doubt. Actually, I had this debate with Jordan. She didn't believe me.
Peruvian fart, 1977?
Yeah.
Vic in Toronto, yeah.
They fester and... No, it's Portuguese.
I'm sorry, Portuguese.
I smell a little Portuguese. Little hint of Portuguese. Portugal, 1980 something. Anyway, I was debating Jordan about it. I was like, yeah, it works. It works. She's like, how do you know? I'm like, because I know. It's like when you fart in a car and you leave it for the person the next day.
It's a big jar.
You open up the car. Like, whoa, man, come on. Who farted in here?
The car.
It's like it still smells like McDonald's the next day.
The car is a big jar.
Right.
By the way, I caught my
festers.
wife doing that like maybe a couple weeks ago around the holidays.
Smell like fast food.
I went in the car and Sarah said she takes Ben for his
Smell
nap
like a
ride.
spicy chicken sandwich.
Do you remember any? I feel like I don't feel bad for you because I know you hate that phrase. I feel shitty that because of your ex-wife, some of these memories that should be great are like sort of weird for you, probably.
Yeah, that sucks. It does suck.
They talked about that on This Is Us last night because Kevin
Yeah,
is not married to his baby, his baby's mama.
There's
Like
it's
those
tainted,
moments. It's
right?
tainted. There's something
Yeah.
tainted.
Tainted.
Oh, sell your taint smell.
Taint.
But do you remember those like weird things you did because your kid had their own little ways? Like Ben takes an afternoon nap, but the quickest way to make it happen, literally drive her around the block in the car like
My
twice.
parents used to do that with my siblings. I never used that trick to put Melody to sleep
We
unless
never
it happened.
We never did it with Emmy, but
Right.
Emmy rarely took naps. Ben is a fucking wild maniac. Thinks he's a dinosaur, this kid.
He does. He might be. He might be.
Little fucking kid thinks he's a T-Rex. So Sarah drives around the block a couple times and she comes back and I run to the gym and I run a couple errands and I'm like, wait a minute. And then I go to our garbage can outside by the side of the house.
Yeah.
It's a McDonald's bag. I'm like, you fucking sneak. You fucking sneak. She's
That's
like, I didn't get you
sneaky.
anything and I felt bad.
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
oh, you fucking sneak.
So just use that sort of math in your brain, right? Think of that premise of you get fast food.
Yeah, your car the next morning
The
will
next
smell
morning
like
smells like Wendy's.
Yeah.
It smells like Chick-fil-A. It smells like In-N-Out Burger.
burger.
You fart in a jar, it's going to fester and stink.
By the
feel
way,
like I've done it.
a lot of people hitting us up saying they did that when they were a kid, or like Crystal, my dad used to drive me around. People saying they remember being a kid, or that might be one of the easiest ways to get an irritable kid to go to sleep.
Yeah, that was a trick that my parents used. They had a Dodge Caravan.
Pop
they had
them in
every
the car. Fucking
they had
everyone takes a
every
nap.
sort of caravan possible. Popped all the kids in the car, and everyone came back, and he had to carry everybody back into the house. Everyone was sleeping. But with Melody, I didn't do that unless it just happened, or you're driving back from the beach and she falls asleep. But I still remember, do
you know that?
I still remember being small enough and even faking it.
Oh, when you're tired, and I'm like, how on earth do kids sleep through the carry?
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? Because when you're a kid, you probably want to be carried. So you're like, if Emmy falls asleep in our bed or on the couch or something, or
My feet
watching,
were dragging.
even when I carry Emmy to a room, I'm like, yeah, she doesn't feel me. I just hoisted her up, carried her, and she's still like,
Yeah, she likes it.
yeah. By the way, someone just hit us up saying they let out some awful gas in their car and had a lunch with a sales rep later that afternoon,
Oh,
and
man.
didn't even realize, my ass is still lingering in this car. Embarrassing. It's like Jim Carrey in the elevator. It was me.
That's why I got to have those little trees on standby. Black ice. Shout out. Little trees. Keep the car smelling fresh. I got one more month left in my car. And then I get that new car scent all over again.
Nice. I'll make sure to fart in it.
Yeah. Who's going to fart in it first? Hopefully me. So, yeah, kids fake when they sleep through the carry. I agree. 'Cause I used to do that all the time.
There's someone you probably see on TikTok and Instagram. I'm not saying I hate him. I'm not saying I love him. But I see his shit once in a while. It's a guy that does pranks, but he loves to fuck with his grandmother.
Yeah, I know that guy.
He's like an irritable old lady.
Yeah.
She's always cursing at him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen
He'll
it.
be like, Grandma, here, feel this ketchup. And he'll throw ketchup on her. You little son of a bitch. They have a funny, stupid relationship. She had an oxygen tank. And he's like, watch this.
I saw that.
And he leaned over the oxygen tank and he's like, and all of a sudden, 3
You're
seconds
coughing.
later, his grandmother was like, ah!
That can't be real, though.
I know,
That
but
can't be real.
I know, but it's funny, though. Made me
Because
think of this.
is it possible? I do know that I let him rip so hard that the air filter in my bedroom changes color. It knows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
know.
knows. It registers.
And by the way, Josh Baker's right. When you're a kid, you feel like you teleport because you fall asleep one place and you wake up like, how did I get to my bed?
I remember that feeling too. So it happens.
Oh, did your mom carry you around when you had a mustache and you were 12? Remember,
Naked, yeah.
Yeah, naked.
And
Thought so.
and she bathed me in the sink till I was 18. Till I left the house, 27.
Yeah.
So anyway, sports, entertainment, life, deep thoughts. There's a Deep Thoughts with Rich Davis t-shirt and pint glass. So one of our listeners sent us a picture of it yesterday. The pint glass is nice.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, thank you guys for all your support. The update on Spot. We're a spotless Covino and Rich show all week so far.
He retired.
No rush. He retired. He called it a
He
day.
retired. He said he's going to move to a cabin and sell candles. And I said, I support that.
He's joining the Impractical Jokers. He's
Yeah.
the fourth guy. No, actually, he's filling in for Van Halen. Because David Lee Roth,
is out.
he's done.
What else can Spot be doing? Let's think of that. What can Spot be doing? Spot retired. He left the show. Faked a back injury to leave. What is Spot doing next? Ventriloquist in Vegas.
Practicing his tuba for a special cameo at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Let's see. By the way, do you remember taking a... See, Covino remembers this, Cliff. I don't. I feel like my memories would be referring... I think I'd be thinking of a picture, not the actual thing. But
That
Covino,
happens. That happens.
Like a lot of times there's a famous picture. I've said this before, but there's a famous picture of my dad taking away one of my toys, and he's all laughing because every time he did it, I would flip out. So there's a famous picture of me having like a meltdown and Greg like laughing, holding like my little toy hammer. And I was like, first of all, what a dick. Second of all, I don't remember that moment, but I've seen that great picture so many times.
You might, though, because it was a traumatic moment for you. You sure you don't remember it?
You love to tell me that you remember getting a bath in the sink.
100%.
How the fuck is that
My
possible?
most overused phrase. 100%.
100%.
100%.
Hundo. What fucking hundo?
I totally remember that.
Oh,
I
Spot's
used to like
playing
it.
wide receiver for the Bucks. That's
Yeah.
what Spot's doing. What did Spot do? He's selling bearded farts in jars.
Bearded farts.
He's on a pilgrimage to Olaf, Minnesota.
Nice. Well, we'll take.
He signed a 10-day NBA contract because of all the COVID people.
It's possible. You could put your feedback in our social media at Covino and Rich, or right here. What's up, Mr. McFeely? What's up, Andrew Sims? Eric B. Say what's up to Rakim. I'm Key. Thank you, guys. So, yeah, Spot's not here. The update is I hit him up early this morning, and he didn't answer. He didn't respond. So I immediately knew he must be out on medication. He's out. He's out for the count. And 1, 2, 3. He's out for the count. Mills Lane. He's out. He's out. So I said, what's up, man? He finally hit me up minutes before the show. And he's like, oh, medication's got me down.
He said he was going to try everything. He said he was going to take edibles, smoke weed, take medicine, he said he was
He's probably hungover.
He was doing everything. He's like, I'm just going to try to make the pain go away.
He went to the ER. He tried to go to the doctor, and I don't think he could get there for some reason. So he went to the emergency room, and I think they gave him a shot, which wore off quickly. Still in bad pain. They gave him medication, and the medication knocked him out. And he's still really bad. He has a pinched nerve or something. Something happened to his back. Bacchiotomy. So he's out of commission. He's still laying there in his bed.
On his
recovering.
stomach.
Yeah. I agree with your theory, though. He suffered from COVID atrophy, right? COVID knocked him out. He didn't go to the gym for...
A couple weeks.
No, like
About a month.
Like a month.
And then the holidays, he started
And the
eating.
holidays came.
He started eating bad, and Spot had an open thought. It's not like he kept it to himself. He told us, he's like, yeah, between COVID and the holiday, like I can't allow myself to fall off the wagon, because he had come so far with his physical fitness routine that he jumped back into the gym fast. Probably
hard, too quick.
Probably tweaked a little something, and did what the mistake we've all made at least once in our life, where you're like, oh, a little pain, I'll work through it. And he just made it worse. And
Too hard, too quick.
yeah, too
Much
hard, too quick.
fast.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't do shit for, when you probably combine it, like over a month.
Yeah.
And
Probably
went too hard.
probably from early mid-November until mid-December. We were all like lumps doing not much.
I mean, I still am.
I mean, between not just even COVID, the holidays and everything, eating treats, eating good shit.
I'm up. I'm in my bed. I'm in my bed watching Cobra Kai. I'm up. But I'll be back. Don't worry
Too
about
hard,
it.
too fast, but hopefully Spot recovers quickly. My
man.
guess,
He's in bad shape.
will he be back Monday? What do you think?
I don't know.
Maybe never?
He's not moving
Maybe
right
ever?
now.
Tomorrow? I don't know.
He's gonna be one of those guys that's stuck to the bed.
Oh,
You gotta get like a giant spatula to get him out. Pushing it down.
maybe there was a hot chick at the gym in yoga shorts.
Yeah.
And Spot was trying to deadlift like 400 pounds. He's like, oh, and like tipped over. And he won't tell us the real story.
Nah, the real story is like some girl with a fat ass walked by and he broke his neck.
And he was like, yeah, imagine Spot's in the middle of doing like some power lifts.
he's doing the ropes. Some girl. And he can't tell us. That's why it's a very unclear story as to what happened.
Oh, by
he
the
can't
way,
tell us the truth.
By the way, I was cracking up.
Kristen will get mad.
I was cracking up at something your girlfriend posted on TikTok.
Oh my
Because
God.
it was cracking me up because I do it as a joke for like 2 seconds, but she's like, first workout after the new year.
It's funny as hell.
And
I wish I could
it was
play
like, dude, you know, the whole gimmick Jordan was doing was like imitating someone being like lazy and like not knowing what they're doing at the gym.
Pretty funny.
And it was like she had both feet on one pedal of the elliptical, and she was just like. And I've done that. Haven't you done that? Like when you're getting on or off the elliptical? Yeah. Everyone's done that. What? You're like, woo.
It's
I was
pretty
like,
funny.
That's what Spot was doing.
Jordan Chessmore on Instagram. It's on her.
Yeah, she's funny, man.
It's on her reels too.
Maybe
I
she's
think.
funnier than you, man. Maybe
She is funny.
Yeah.
But you know,
Know what I hate though?
she's not the king of comedy.
I'm not-
She thinks she is.
I'm
though.
not saying this about Jordan. I'm saying I feel like so many young people write this, and I'm like, is this a joke that I think it might be a joke I'm missing. So if I'm missing this joke, call me boomer and we'll move on.
Boomer.
Damn it. Why do people feel like in their description they have to let people know it's a joke? Like Jordan does
never noticed.
Jordan does this silly video
Yeah.
that I was fucking laughing my ass off at. She's like, she's hanging from the, doing, what do you call it when you're doing the back pull downs?
Yeah, lat pull downs.
Yeah, the lat pull downs.
I'm like, who filmed that?
It was
She's
funny as
my
hell.
sister. Who do you think?
Yeah,
I'm like,
she's
I don't
hanging
know.
from it. Then she's doing the elliptical and doing all these funny things.
Yeah.
And in the description, she's like, by the way, just so everyone knows, I used to be a trainer and it's a joke. I'm like, you don't need to say that. I've seen other people post like, by the way, for legal reasons, I was joking. Like, do people think someone's going to come after him? Like, is that generation's?
I don't know.
You've never
That's a
noticed
great
this?
question. No.
Streisky even did it. Our buddy from ESPN was
Really?
like, yeah, by the way, for the record, like, oh, it was like,
You know why? Maybe because
Have they
she
been
gets tons of feedback that it eliminates the idiot who's saying, you shouldn't do that. Or,
bad for your back.
yeah, like you're always going to get weird criticism because people don't always get the joke. Maybe that's it.
But
You'd be surprised how
calling
many times
out-
people like say things to me, and I'm like, oh, like for example, when I say I digest, right? All right, man. So
Covino, it's I digress.
yeah, and it's like then you have to explain the joke, and it's like, really? Maybe that's it, but yeah, because I haven't noticed it, but makes sense, I guess. I don't know.
Like, no, but I've seen. Honestly, now that I said it, it's gonna be that.
I'll notice it now.
It's gonna be, what do you call it? The awareness theory. You're gonna see some dumb video, and for some reason in the description, it's like, for legal reasons, it's a joke. And I'm like, for legal reasons, what do you think you are, a lawyer? What are you, Harry? Who's a good lawyer?
Crystal says,
Jerry
yeah,
Gallo?
That's it, because everyone's quick to judge content. It's stupid. So maybe it just sort of justifies and makes it clear to the idiot.
Some guy will do something with his kid, and it's like, for legal reasons, like, I don't abuse my kid, or like, no animal, just so you know, like, my dog wasn't hurt in this video. Like everyone's like, dude, it's a joke. If you do the joke and then your description has to justify the joke.
Yeah.
Oh
No.
God, the next generation's so lame. Not the people producing the content, the fact that you have to post that.
I often have to justify my jokes.
It's like,
not on social media, because I don't really post a lot of funny content. I probably should, but I'm not good at it. I know my strengths. When I say something on the radio, I do sometimes have to say, yeah, I'm just kidding, because I don't want to get the feedback. For me, it's avoiding the feedback.
I don't know. Let's just
When
say
I'm clearly joking.
Let's say it's a dumb video. I'm just making this up as I go. Let's say some guy's watching his team fucking lose, and then he does like a shot and then like falls face first into a pool. Like, just like, the description will be like, by the way, like, I don't condone like drinking and swimming. Like, dude,
because he's probably going to get feedback.
But does this
If the
generation
if the
think
video
that-
goes viral, if it goes viral, which may happen. I mean, you saw it.
Yeah, that's right. Look, Rich, look what happened with your silly gun video.
See, that's probably why. Imagine that went viral, right? Jordan's getting a lot of views. She's getting a lot of views on Instagram for that workout video.
A
which is
car
kinda funny.
battery has a disclaimer not to drink the battery acid. That's how stupid people are. That's a good point, Mike.
Well, think about this. It's the old Jerry Seinfeld bit. He's like, remember those costumes we wore as kids? The Halloween
Yeah,
costumes?
the plastic mask and the rubber band.
Yeah, there was always, he's like, and it would snap, and you'd have to readjust it, and it keep getting tighter and tighter until it's piercing into your eyes. He says there was always a disclaimer on there. Like, this does not really make you a superhero. Like, don't jump off any roofs or do anything stupid.
I mean, people are making
are
great points.
dumb.
What's up, Reggie? I love the name Reggie. Reggie saying, yo, guys, Rich, remember last year? He said the gun video. Someone else said something. Hold on, where was it? Oh, we had people drinking bleach last year. I get it was COVID and people were freaking out and stuff, but do you remember, like, the president didn't say it, by the way, but when Donald Trump was like, maybe like a bleach, and like, people fucking drank bleach.
People are dumb.
People died. So perhaps you have to justify for the few dummies so that it doesn't take over your comment section. I mean, that's it. I don't have any further thoughts on it. Just
That is interesting, though.
it makes me aggravated that anytime someone posts something funny for the few dummies. Yeah, like Jordan. Let me show you. I'll tell you Jordan's.
She'll probably text me later and explain. She's on delay. She's Vato by association.
I'm sorry.
She's on delay.
My TikTok was on a girl dancing with her ass out. My bad. Jordan Chesmore. There she is. Jordan Chesmore. Her video at the gym, right?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
My resolution.
On the treadmill, on the elliptical.
Yeah.
Funny as hell, right?
Yeah.
Should have waited till Monday. New Year's resolution. In the comments, first thing she had to write was, I just want everyone to know that I was a personal trainer in college, and this is satire, just for the record. Like, she had to say this is satire for the record because there's going to be some jerk off that's like, oh, you know, on the elliptical, Jordan, I would recommend you don't use like your 2 feet. And
That's probably the reason. I'm serious. I don't know, but I'm assuming that's it.
Crystal isn't joking. She said there was a disclaimer for Spider-Man years ago being like, by the way, don't let spiders bite you. They will not give you fucking powers.
People are dumb.
Natural selection. Let it happen. People eat Tide Pods.
Do anything for your loving baby. Natural selection. All right. Spot
anyway.
knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
What's
by
up,
the way,
Jose Sanchez?
Spot did a little like sarcastic laugh at us. Did you see that in the comments?
About what?
He wrote, too fast, too quick. Haha, funny. As if like he doesn't think that's a possibility. Him going back to the gym too fast, too quick.
Maybe you're misinterpreting what he's laughing at.
No, that was what he was laughing at.
Oh, by the way, Jordan hit me up, and then we'll get back to Spot. It's just a fad to make comments like that on videos.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Everyone does it on purpose because it's a thing. I do it on most of my videos. Like the one that went viral, I said, something about eating a burger for y'all. Everyone does it on purpose.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is
personality. So it's just a thing, apparently. It's a thing, guys.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's a thing.
So I then clearly I noticed it.
Yeah.
Which is like, hey, I'm dancing by a waterfall. By the way, I don't condone dancing by waterfalls. Like,
So yeah, it's just the
like,
thing.
yeah.
It's just the thing. Well, anyway, at Jordan Chessmore, I've done the legal reasons line too. She said it's just the thing.
It's
So
wild.
it's just a fad. Yeah.
But I'm not saying her. I'm saying it's just an
Yeah.
unfunny, weird thing.
haven't noticed it.
It's like, just do the funny. Let's see. Spot's high. He's probably laughing at everything. No, Spot thinks.
I do agree with Rich for the record.
I have no
there's
analysis.
a strong possibility.
I just said it's a possibility. That's all.
Spot, because if you noticed, he went in consecutive days because he was posting pictures of his workouts at the gym.
He didn't go to the
and
gym.
He was pushing it really, really hard for a few days. All of a sudden, he got hurt.
Yeah, he didn't do much for 6 weeks, and then he was going hard every day.
It's possible.
I'm not saying that's what happened. To say that's not a possibility.
Or maybe he was doing the Jordan workout and hurt himself. The lat pull down, hanging from it. I don't know.
All right.
But we wish him well. We wish him well.
I have a story that is funny, but could I do a disclaimer?
Sure. It's a fad.
I'm going to tell a story, but in no way do I want people to think I have anything against homeless or mentally ill people.
For legal reasons?
For legal reasons.
That's funny. It is funny now that you think
for
about
legal
it.
reasons? What
Because
do
you're
you
sort
think
of
are-
trolling people who...
I'm a lawyer. Like,
Yeah.
for legal reasons? Like,
Yeah, because everyone's super sensitive too. So it's like, yeah, for legal reasons, no animals were hurt in this story.
for legal reasons, I have nothing against the homeless or folks that are mentally...
For legal reasons, I have a homeless uncle, so I'm not like homeless prejudiced.
They do put a disclaimer on porn, Mauser. He goes, they should put a disclaimer on porn. They do. Look at the beginning of every porn clip now. You know what they put on? They do like a, this is not depicting of real life. They do like some little fucking thing. So they do actually. Spot said, I didn't go that hard. I did only upper body. I was just running when it happened. Oh, maybe he's running and the ass passed and he's like, and he fell off the treadmill on his head. Like, oh. Maybe he had a treadmill accident, but he's too embarrassed.
Fell
off the treadmill.
I don't know what happened. I know he's in pain. I know that.
Yeah, I hope he's okay. So I stop at the gas station to get I feel like Steve Covino. I stopped at the gas station to get a protein bar after I went to the gym the other day because I was like, you know what? I'm not eating anytime soon. Let me get a little protein bar to not waste this workout. I didn't want to do a nice workout and then not have anything afterwards.
I got gas yesterday too. You know how much it cost? Fill the tank?
Yes. You have a, to keep in mind, people need to know the car because
I was
that's
using Jordan's car, but it's around the same price
so
to fill it.
It's a 4-door Lexus, right?
Yeah.
Or is it
Hybrid.
2-door?
Hybrid. But it costs the same amount
Oh,
for the most part to fill mine.
I would say you get the cheapest gas because you're not springing for the middle one. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Regular.
Yeah, regular. Your car's not. Lexus is not supposed to take regular, but people do it. You know what? I realized that. Look at your car.
It'll
I mean, I don't know
tell
if it's a
you. Yeah,
scam,
no.
but like there's certain cars like
Everything's a
when I
scam.
had the X5, the X3, the BMW. Like they recommend not getting anything except the highest. I'm like, fuck it, this is a lease. Get the fuck out of here. $64.
65 and change. Yeah. So
If I
expensive.
was on the Price is Right, that's fucking good guess. I was
to
under.
fill your tank, 65 and change. Fuck that. Everything's a scam. Continue. Sorry. So you're getting gas, protein bar.
I went to the gas station to get a protein bar. And I see a woman outside with a shopping cart and blankets and like a little rain hoodie. This is like a week ago and it was still sort of raining. I felt bad for her because we have compassion for homeless. It's a terrible problem out here, but you have compassion. Like, yeah, fucking this looking 40-something-year-old woman in the rain sitting under a little awning. And I was like, hey, can I get you anything inside? I was like, I'll be nice. I'll do a good deed. It's the holidays. She goes, yeah. Can you give me a pack of Newports and a Coca-Cola?
Barf.
And I'm like, barf.
Barf burgers.
So I said, all right, you know what?
Woof.
I'll be right back. So I go inside, get her a Coca-Cola, and I buy her a Cliff Bar because I'm like, I'm not buying your fucking cigarettes. I'm not buying you cigarettes. I'll get you something in your system. You think I'm going to buy a hobo $15 pack of cigarettes?
Fuck no.
Get the fuck out of here. I'll buy a Coke. It was $2, and I bought a Cliff Bar. So $5 I spend. I get a Cliff Bar and a Coca-Cola for this woman. I go outside. I'm like, hope you're doing okay and you get back on your feet or something. I said something, right? Happy New Year. Happy, New Year, New You. Sorry, you're down on your luck.
Right.
Here's your soda and your Cliff Bar. Have a great night. Hope things turn around. She goes, where's my smokes? And I go, in my mind, I'm like, hey, no, thank you for the fucking Cliff Bar and Coke. Fine. No, thank. I didn't even get a thank you. Not that I cared, but I was like, really? No, thank you. Okay. Where's my smokes, ma'am? Listen, I'm not gonna buy you cigarettes. They're bad for you, and it's not gonna do you any good. Like here's a drink, here's a Cliff Bar. Get a little food in your system. You don't need cigarettes. No one's gonna buy. I even said, no one's gonna buy you cigarettes. Like, no, who's gonna buy someone? I mean, no, they're $15. I guess $12.
They're around that.
$10. I don't know. They're definitely over $10. $12. I don't even know. I haven't seen. I worked at a cards. I worked at a
Newports.
I worked at a cards and gift store 20 years ago, and they were almost $10. So I can imagine 15 now, right?
Ask Nina Blackwood. Sounds like she smokes a pack a day. That's Boy George on 80s on 8.
Can I get 2 packs of Virginia Slims?
Here's the one from George Michael. 80s on 8. I'm sorry. I'm joking. No, I'm not.
So I give her the Cliff Bar, the soda. She wants her cigarettes. And I go, listen, not good for you. Have a good night. She goes, cigarettes don't affect me. And I go, and then I'm like, am I really gonna have a conversation with this woman? She's not scary. I'm like, it's unfortunately just a woman down on her luck. And then I realized, again, disclaimer, not making fun of mental illness. She goes, cigarettes don't affect me because I'm not from this planet.
Oh, wow.
And I go, oh, jeez.
Wow.
Then she starts spewing off some stuff like, I am planet Xenu. And
Nibiru. She's from Nibiru.
From Nibiru. And I go, ma'am, have a happy holidays and be safe. I'm not from here. And as I'm walking to my car, she keeps saying she's not from this planet. And I'm like, and it made me sad. It made me laugh for a second, right? Because why wouldn't it? But then I was like,
make you think and think maybe she's not.
And then it made me think maybe she is from a different planet. And then there was another part of me that's like,
sorry.
What if she is from another planet? I just met a fucking alien and I didn't even take the moment in.
For all you know, she's communicating with her people. I'm watching them.
He would have been the chosen one, but he didn't buy me Newports.
Yeah, he denied my Newports.
Now we must destroy planet Earth.
Okay, find someone else. Continue on with the mission.
Okay. Hey, mister, I need some smokes.
So as I'm leaving, I just thought, and this is obvious, right? But when you see someone like that, the sad reality is that everyone in their life gave up on them. And I'm not trying to be righteous or make a sad conversation, but when you see a homeless person, the reality is at one point, her mental illness or laziness or whatever it was that made her homeless, a lot of times it is mental illness, caused a problem in her life. School didn't work out, got fired.
She was a lump like Spot.
Something happened. She was a lump.
Spot was mad when you called him a lump.
So at some point, her family was like, you could crash on my couch. Or someone was like, you could stay here.
Don't know that, though.
No, at some point, there was.
Hey, you don't know.
At some point. Her mom, her dad, her sibling, her friend,
Maybe
a cousin.
died on her.
And then she did something there where the person's like, I'm giving up on you. And then she may have tried to go somewhere else. And that person gave up on her. I'm just saying, for someone to be living with a shopping cart,
they might not know. She may be missing. She may have escaped a mental
there's
ward.
a part of me that
just
the sad part is someone gave up on her. And I'm not saying I'm going to go be her savior, but imagine, like, you got to think of how does someone get to that level? Because there was a level in between where it was like, she was like couch surfing on different people's couches, like, oh, let me try to get by. Then it was like, fuck it, I'm not going to work at all. Fuck it, I'm going to live with a shopping cart. And she's probably so far removed from the version of herself that her family gave up on.
Well, you forgot one major part of the story. She probably suffered deeply from mental illness.
Yeah.
And it's not that they gave up on her. It's like, there's only so much you could do.
Maybe she
for
was
somebody.
like, maybe her family's like, we're going to get you some help. And she's like, I'm not doing it. And they're like, well, if you're not doing it, then we're not going to help you. And she's like, fine. And then you're living outside the shell.
What could you do
with
for
the 76,
somebody? You can't force somebody at a certain point.
So
it's sad.
Just
That's
a
what's
bummer.
sad
I
about it.
don't want to bring people down. It was
man.
just a sad reality.
It started off, that was a roller coaster of emotions.
I know, because it was like funny, then it was sad.
Thinking about Smokies, Nina Blackwood, Aliens. You were the chosen one for a second.
Get a Coca-Cola and a pack of smokes. I'm not buying you Newports, man. It's a pretty big ask. It's like, remember I told the story I was in Santa Monica and some woman said she was super hungry.
That's for Tic Tacs or something. Small.
She was super hungry. And I bought her a fucking like a cheap Subway sandwich, like a 6-inch cold cut combo or something for a couple bucks. She's like, I really didn't want food. I wanted money. And she like rejected my sandwich. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Like, oh, all right.
I had a cold cut combo this past weekend. Shit hit the spot. It really did.
I make fun of it because it was like always the cheap one, but because it was like the lame, it was like bologna and shit. But you know what?
I don't know what it is.
Maybe I'll have one today. Maybe I'll go get a cold cut combo for old time's sake.
It just hit that. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that's, you know what? How
I haven't had one in a long time.
You know what? I was going to say, people love to make fun of me and my food habits, even though they don't know the whole story. However, you and I used to go to Subway all the time, and I haven't gone in maybe a year or so, but I feel like Subway's still in your rotation. I miss it maybe.
It's only in my rotation because when I have Melody on a school night,
what else can you really do in a short period of time?
I give her like a turkey sandwich for the next day, for lunch.
She brings Subway to school.
Yeah.
Does Subway sit well overnight on that bread?
Yeah.
It doesn't get all soggy and shitty?
I don't put
okay.
It's just turkey
okay, gotcha.
and just light fixins. So that's why I go to Subway. Otherwise, I'm not normally there. So sports, entertainment, life. I wish Rich had a better ending to that story. Then he farted on her and laughed.
I told her, you know what you should do? Ma'am, you know what you should do? You should fart in jars.
Ooh,
Get yourself off your feet.
Ooh, that smells like
Hobo farts in jars? Or
Coke and Smokies. Oh.
Oh my God, a hint of Newports? A little it's like a mentholy hobo fart.
Oh, gross. Yeah, that could be the next trend. Rich, that could be like your charity business. You take a cut and you give the rest to the homeless. So
By the way, sorry to bring everyone down with that story. And then she, then her fucking spaceship came down. That was wrong. She was an alien. The end.
Then she probed Rich in the ass.
And then she probed me. And I was like, worth it.
And now he lurks by this gas station every day looking for more.
And just for the record, I didn't have an alien encounter. Yeah, don't get the lettuce on a sandwich overnight. Gross.
Shh, Melody doesn't know. She doesn't know.
She doesn't know.
She's not going to know.
Remember when every footlong was $5? Yeah, I do. You know what? Not to sound like the old guys, but you said something the other day that was like you did a lame dad joke about Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Well-
I said, what does Antonio Brown and a slice of pizza have in common? And I'm sure there's plenty of like funnier jokes.
Yeah, you're like they both used to be used to be a buck.
They're no longer a buck.
They're no longer, yeah.
That was Bruce Arians' quote. He's no longer a buck. No longer. Hey, what's the deal with Antonio Brown? He's no longer a buck.
Now,
I was just trying to think of anything that was a dollar.
correct me.
Dollar slice. We grew up with the dollar slice.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Of all the things in life, gasoline, gas goes up and down in price depending on what the hell's going on in the world. Lumber, groceries, cars, real estate, everything up and down, fluctuates, right? Would you agree by the way, TVs down in price. Certain things consistent. I feel like computers haven't really fucking went crazy. Computers are still at the same price point around, right? Would you say that pizza is one of the things that increased its price the most in our lifetime?
Yeah, it used to be a dollar slice.
See,
you're lucky
you
if
may
you
say
find that
you may
now.
say a dollar slice.
No
I
longer
would
a
say
buck.
when I grew up, and I think maybe people on the East Coast, because a lot of places don't sell the slices. They would not sell by the slice. But when I was a kid,
I got a pie and breadsticks, and it was like $40.
and that's Domino's. You said or Papa John's.
It was
or something.
Papa John's.
No, but
was like,
when I was a
$40?
kid, all the local pizzerias in Long Island and New York. Again, I know it's regionally different. Like where Sarah grew up, there's no pizzeria around there. They order fucking Pizza Hut. But if you grew up in a place where there was a lot of pizzerias, the after school special for kids was always 2 slices and a soda for like $2.50. It was like two slices and a fountain Coke, like $2 or $2.50, and it was like the after school, like, yo, let's go to the pizzeria, get 2 slices and a soda. Yo, I went the other day.
Where I used to go, it used to be a nickel.
And I'm not trying to sound like the old guy that's like, things are expensive. But I went to, maybe a little. The other day,
Let me tell you about the price of gas. Price of gas, $65.
When,
Newports are $15.
yeah, $1.25. $1. I feel like pizza was always $1.25. Dollar slice in the city when they had like the shitty pizzerias that would just bang them out like dollar slice for drunk people at night. But a real pizzeria, $1.25 was the standard back in the day. Yo, I went to a good pizzeria here in LA a couple weeks ago before we went on Fox. I was like, yeah, you know what? I usually get Chipotle on Sundays, but I had Mexican food the day before. So I said, you know what? I just want to need a little something. I went to get 1 slice at Mulberry Pizza, which, by the way, is, I think, as good as that off the Brooklyn Wagon.
No longer a buck.
Brooklyn Pizza Wagon.
Okay.
Mulberry Pizza. 1 slice of regular. Yeah, can I get 1 slice of regular? Yeah, sure. Boop, boop, boop. Types it in his little thing.
$2.75.
$4.75.
1 slice?
1
Fogatti.
slice.
Really?
And by the way, $2.75. You're not going to get it anywhere.
But that's maybe it's a bigger slice?
No,
Regular
pizza.
slice.
Pizza now, $3, $4, or $5 to bet. You put toppings on, $5 for a slice of pizza.
Maybe it's a shortage of pepperoni or something. Supply and demand.
I don't know. Just it's one of those. I think of all the things in our life, when we were kids, you would go to the pizzeria to pick up the pizza for your parents or delivery, right? You know what a pizza was? $10 to $12 for a large pie. I remember with tip and tax and everything, I think a pizza, your family got a pizza delivered, probably $12. I got 2 pizzas here when Spot and his wife and Mike and Shannon were over like a month ago.
Dave Portnoy must be spending lots of money.
About 1 bite doesn't cost him. I got 2 pizzas, $50 for 2 pizzas. And I was like, what?
Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, inflation, everything goes up.
I get it, but I just
Rich
think
is saying
pizza's the one thing.
you're going to get criticism. Rich is saying that even more so with pizza. It's noticeable.
Oh, yeah, everything's gone up. Yeah, you could say like, oh, a gallon of milk is more, but pizza's gone up like 400% since we were kids. It really has.
I mean, look it up. Maybe there's a whole sort of thing on it that we don't realize. Cheese is expensive.
There's no 12-inch pie. Yeah, now that 12-inch pies are like $20 to $30. Put some toppings on, yeah. McDonald's used to have a $1 menu. Taco Bell used to have the value menu.
No longer
That
a
shit's
buck.
gone.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that the Dollar Tree and Dollar Store could still be like, well, we had to move it up to $1.25. The fact that you could still buy anything for $1.25.
So we know how much Rich spent for his socks. $1.25 from the dollar store.
Yeah.
That's where he buys his undergarments.
Mushroom and onions on a slice of pizza. They charge $3 for toppings where he is. That's, who was that, Kevin? Yeah.
Well, thanks for all the feedback, guys. Great observations. You know, it's tough. That's why when I see homeless asking me for stuff, I'm like, I don't carry money. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, I felt bad. There was
I don't carry money. And pizza's expensive.
there was some
You got to get to work.
young brother outside of Target doing the whole chocolate sale thing the other day. And I almost want to be like, yeah, you know what?
Tell him I'm allergic.
I almost want to be like,
I'm allergic to chocolate.
I almost want to tell that young kid, if you're on your hustle to make some cash, maybe chocolate bars aren't the shit anymore because people, like some people, especially in LA, people are like health conscious. I'm like,
Not even that.
what could you sell other than chocolate bars?
That gig has a stigma to it that this kid's working for someone else and
yeah.
it's not really going to whatever cause
His
or
basketball team.
his basketball team or whatever he's claiming it is. Even though it might be. There's a party that's like, nah, I don't believe it. Who's got you up to this, kid?
Yeah.
But you're right. If you have the hustle to do this,
What else can you sell?
go do something else.
Because if you're selling oddly shaped chocolate bars,
knives.
if you're selling oddly shaped chocolate bars for a couple bucks, I feel like there's something better you could sell that you would actually get. Because especially you're outside a Target or a supermarket where you could go inside and buy chocolate there. What could you be selling me, kid? Let's get like I'm thinking like what hustle move can you be selling outside a supermarket? I don't know, cell phone cases. I'm just pop sockets. Fucking crypto, NFTs. What the fuck could you be selling? Not chocolate bars. I don't know one person that's like, the only person that buys a chocolate bar from that kid is the compassionate, like, person that actually even has cash on them, too.
Once in a blue, I'll get suckered into that.
Yeah.
Once in a blue. But it's probably because I'm really hungry. I'm like, what do you got?
Yeah, you out here sell
right.
kale chips.
Look that up.
All right. Well, hey, there you go.
Hey, both stories kind of tie together. There's tons of homeless everywhere. You want to help them out, but a slice of pizza is even fucking $4 or $5.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo. So your little slice, you know, which was $5, turns into $10.
Yeah.
So you're trying to be compassionate to the homeless person, and then they're not even grateful because they want their Smokies and their sodies.
Yeah.
So-
Not to be an inflation guy talking, but everything now is like off the charts. Like even in the last couple of years, like you might not notice it because if you're really not counting your pennies, which I know you're not, you don't know it. But like Chipotle, even a chicken burrito with like guac, it's like $12, $13 now. And I'm like, you know what? That's no longer. It's a healthy fast food option. It's fast food because it's fast, but it's a good clean option if you need a quick food, quick food. But it's no longer like cheap by any means.
Right.
$13 for a burrito. You could sit down at a restaurant and get one for a couple dollars more.
Can never do nothing.
I digest. For the record, I meant digress.
For the record, I'm joking.
All right, homeless woman. Let me cross that off. Alien from Xenu.
That was funny. Good story. Sad ending.
Yeah.
Well,
I have one more story if you don't mind.
no, let's do it. And I'll tell you
Story
about
time.
my Vato connection. My Vato connection.
I can't
and
wait for your Vato.
Well, no, the
connection.
Vato connection is not really that great of a story. It's the Vato standoff is the update.
So, this is a story of when you catch someone in a bad moment, what level of a free pass do you give them? When you are the customer and they're the worker.
Oh, okay.
Let me explain.
Okay.
So, in an attempt to not end up like Spot, after my workout yesterday, I was feeling a little sore. So I went to the chiropractor to get a little adjustment. They probably have them where you live. The chain called The Joint. You been to The Joint?
I remember this ex-prisoner asked Rich if he's ever been to the joint. And Rich was like, yes, I go every time after a workout.
Oh, I knew you were badass. No, I mean the big house.
Yo, this motherfucker's been to The Joint.
I've been to the big house on Ventura. They sell hamburgers.
No,
You been to The Clink? No, The Joint.
No, I go to the joint.
this guy's a badass.
What were you in for?
Said he's just back from the joint.
Yeah,
Back
get
fucked.
adjusted.
Back fucked up.
Oh, he fucked up some guy's back. He's in the joint.
They thought Rich was in prison.
Yeah, they thought, no.
Disclaimer, I'm joking. They thought Rich was in prison, but he meant he was at the joint getting his back adjusted.
Oh, by the way, the other thing that the price has gone absurdly off the rails, skirt steak. Believe you me, because skirt steak used to be the cheap alternative. Like, yo, grill up some skirt steak. Now skirt steak, like a big pack of it that I would need to get for Sarah and I and the two kids, probably $15 to $20 for like the big pack. It used to be, no joke, like $6-7 for a big ass pack. I digress again, old guy. Been to the joint. So I went to the joint last night, and I was like, all right, if there's no line, I'll stay there. Must be more back problems and people having bacchiotomies in Texas. Every time I go in Texas, no joke, it's like 10 people in there. And they're like, all right, sir, it's going to be about 25 minutes. And they pay more attention to you in Texas. Like, when I go to the joint,
Yeah.
I'm with the guy or woman for like 10 minutes. In the LA one, it's like, all right, bye. I was like, yo, 2 minutes?
Yeah, you get a 2-minute job.
I go there, no one's there last night. Like, perfect. I walk in. You can either scan your card or give him your last name. So the girl at the front desk, I could tell was like, eh. And first of all, she's like getting my name wrong. I was like, oh, I'll give it to you again. But I could tell she's visibly frustrated.
Okay, Ziff, continue. Give me your address.
It's Rich.
Ziff.
Okay, Sir Rich.
No, just Rich.
All right, just to no. So she's having a hard time with my name. And she's like, all right, there you are. All right. Like, she doesn't even make eye contact. Like, no eye contact. Like, you're talking to me, right? Yeah. All right. I'll be her. Ready? You be me.
I'm here for an adjustment.
What's your name?
My name's Rich.
I can't find you in the what?
How's it going?
What's your name?
My name's Rich.
Hold on. What, ready?
Yeah, she couldn't be bothered.
No, picks up her phone. Like,
Yeah.
Text. Look, scroll through Instagram. I'm
Rich,
sorry. What was
Rich
that again?
Davis.
David. Hold on.
Rich Davis.
Are you in the system? Hold on. Phone. What? All right, Richard. All right, you could go in the back now.
Okay, Mr. Mavis.
Davis.
Yo.
It's Davis.
Told me go in the back without even making fucking eye contact.
Maybe she was intimidated by your good looks.
I'd like to think that, but I don't think that was the case. So I'm not one to point these things out. I know.
Go to the left, Mr. Davidson.
We like to, you and I like to share. We like to share stories because we do a fucking radio show, podcast every day. But I'm not doing this out of exaggeration. Like,
rude.
I
It's
deal
rude.
with people.
Did you look over the shoulder to see if anyone else agreed with
No,
you?
no one was in. It was empty.
How rude she
So
was?
it wasn't even like a crowded scene where she could have been like overwhelmed or annoyed.
Yeah. Well, you don't know
And
what happened before you got there.
the reality is, I go to a lot of stores because I do a lot of shopping for the family. So like supermarket, pharmacy, wherever. I'm dealing with people a lot. This was
Guy
like,
goes to stores.
yo, this was like fucking rude behavior. But I
Yeah.
was like, in my mind, I'm like, I saw her pick up her phone multiple times. Like, maybe she's fighting with her fucking boyfriend or something. Like, rude. Like, no eye contact. Like, Mavis? No, Davis. Oh, fuck you. Text. All right. Just go in the back. Like, I was like, oh, all right.
Like you did something.
Then the guy was super nice. Hey, my name's Sam, whatever. I'll be adjusting you today. What's the problem? My producer of my radio show needs a bacchiotomy, so I don't want that to happen to me. So I lay down. It does a, as you say, when they do your neck, you feel like, what if they do it wrong and they break my neck?
I tell him to stop.
The neck part's the best part.
Nah, I don't like that.
All right, all right, relax. You turn, relax.
I'm like, okay, thanks. I'm
Lay on
good.
your side. Lift up one of your knees. Lay on the other side. All right, I'm going to pull your legs to release some pressure on your hip.
I'm like, whoa, that's not my leg. Chill.
And I was like, oh, that was a great adjustment. I feel fantastic. I walk out as I'm leaving. Mr. Mavis. It's Rich Davis. That'll be $39.99. Doesn't even look at me though. It'll be $39.99. And I'm like,
But you have a monthly account.
and I don't have the monthly, but I buy like the
you don't?
10-pack, like,
Oh, okay.
because
You're out of your
like, what is it? Like, Shinfo. You could buy like a monthly thing, or you could buy like, the more you buy, as you know, like anything, it's less cost.
$39.99. It used to be $19.99. Inflation, guys.
$39.99. But I buy like the 10-pack, so they end up being like 20-something bucks each. And I was like, oh.
$39.99.
And I was just being like,
Can't buy a Smoky for,
can't buy
for
a
the
smoke,
homeless.
Yeah. So I was like, ma'am. I was like, and I was like being polite. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'm out. I don't have any left on my package. She goes, no. She goes, $39.99. Well, I go, well, I'm not going to, in my mind, I'm like, I'm not going to pay $39.99 for one. So I'll just buy another 6 or 10 because, as I said, when you buy more, the price is like half. So I was like, all right, I'll buy another like 6-pack or 10-pack. Yo, she lets out an audible, like huff.
Rich's hair blew back.
What's the opposite of slamming a drawer shut? Can you slam it open? Like aggressively, like pulls open the drawer with the most aggressive vibe. I even said to her, I go, are you okay? And she's like, yeah. She takes the thing where I guess I have to fill out new paperwork. I'm like, can't you just add like, hey, 10 sessions at $25 each and I'll just pay you, like, I had to fill out the little paper sheet again. Doesn't even make eye contact. Doesn't even ask for my credit card. Just goes like this. Like looks down, holding up her hand, like waiting for me to give her the card.
She hated you. Hated your vibe. Rich doesn't know how. I get that sort of treatment once a day. So Rich doesn't know how to react to this because he thinks everybody loves him.
No, I don't think everyone loves me.
But most of the time you come in like,
well, because
usually
I
you get what you give. A lot of times people treat me that way, and I'm like, yeah,
well, that's
okay.
my thought. I get what I give, and I give what I get. And you're at a store, you're the customer. I don't want her to fucking lick my balls, but you go to a place like that, it's usually like, hey, like, here's the right way to do it. Hey, how you doing? Happy New Year. What's your name? Oh, Rich Davis. Okay. You know what? No one's here. Go right to the back.
Sam's in the back.
Sam's in the back.
Enjoy your
adjustment. Sir, you're out of your sessions. Would you like to buy a new package, or are you going to buy for just the one?
I mean, yeah.
I'm going to buy the package. All right, great. Here's my credit card. All right, have a happy New Year. Bye now.
Simple
like fucking
customer
normal transaction. I'm not going to be, as Sebastian Maniscalco says, I'm not a tattletale. I'm not going to go on Yelp. I'm not going to call anyone. But how the fuck do you handle when someone is a piece of shit to you at a public place like that? Like, I don't want to get this fucking 18-year-old girl in trouble.
Yelp.
But it's like, yeah, but then you're tattletale. Like, is that acceptable? I don't want to be the asshole. It's like, hey, Sam, your receptionist.
That aggressive, like, what's your name again?
What's your name again?
What's your name again? I mean, after all, you couldn't remember mine. What's your name again?
But I just don't know what to do in those scenarios. I'm guessing she's fighting with her boyfriend or something because she's distracted, but rude as fuck. When someone's rude as fuck, I guess, do you just bite your lip and say, they're having a bad day? Like, how many times do you do that? Like, is that acceptable? You can't do that.
You just, I mean, if you want to take the high road, there's two ways to handle
And
this.
I'm not one of
There's two
those,
ways to
I'm not
handle
one
it.
of those customer's always right. I hate that mentality because sometimes the customer's an asshole. But when the worker is just being straight up rude, like I even said to her, like, in a nice way, I'm like, are you okay? Like, not that I wanted her to vent to me, but I'm like, yo, are you good? Like, she almost feels like, yo, did the guy fucking beat you before I got here? Like, what
Sam's
the fuck
holding
is going
me
on?
hostage. She wrote a note to Rich. Sam is holding me hostage.
Let it go. I agree. Let it go.
I'm Sam's mental prisoner. Send help.
I should have said, sounds like you need an adjustment, an attitude adjustment.
No, piece the story together. Like, she's all upset and angry. Sam is like, hey, Sam's the one.
Yeah.
Before you got there, he's like, you worthless piece of shit. That's why you work behind the counter. You're good for nothing. Nothing. Nobody. And that's all you'll ever be.
You're a chiropractor. You're not even a real doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Why? This is my store.
He gave her the fucking backhand. Then you walked in. Hey.
Hey, hi, Rich Davis. Look
She's
it
fixing
up.
her makeup. And she's like, yeah, Sam's ready for you. Hey, how's it going? It's a big fucking facade.
Oh, maybe Sam's the asshole.
Yeah. Sam is the guy you got to watch out for.
Pull a spot at the listener convention where he just went on the computer and cleared out everything. No, I'm not going to do that. I just...
by the way, to answer your question, there's two ways to handle it. You have to assume that everybody has a bad day. That doesn't make it Rich's problem. I find it to be unprofessional, right?
Yeah, listen,
she's
man,
wrong.
There have been times where we've all had sour
Or
attitudes at work, but
you
the reality,
can get it off your chest and be like, "Hey, listen, I'm here for an adjustment, not
your
for
bad
your
attitude.
bad attitude. Like that, you got to work on that, and just get it off your chest.
That's why, Greg.
better than tattletale.
Greg, I wasn't asking her if she was okay. You're right. I wasn't asking her in a passive aggressive way. I was asking her like, "Are you okay?" Like, not that I thought she was being like fucking abused, but like, "Yo, are you okay?" Because it was, Covino, it wasn't like rude behavior. It was over the top rude behavior that I'm like, yo,
Little rude.
Yo, I wouldn't be surprised if in the middle of my interaction with her, she fucking told like the guy in the back, like, fuck you, I quit. Because I felt like I must have walked in on something.
Very possible.
I had to.
My story, legal reasons, was an exaggeration of what could have possibly happened. Her and Sam, Mr. Good Guy, had it out, and she hates fucking Sam. And he was like, listen, you keep messing up my...
You're on your last straw,
appointments. Yeah. My appointment here said Ziff Davis. His name was Rich. You got that? Keep messing up, you're done. Oh, hi. Right, you know.
Hidely ho!
So, yeah, you might have walked in on something, for sure.
I just, I'm okay. You okay?
Did I tell you the story? Like, sometimes you never know what you walk in on, for sure.
And honestly, like, now that you said that, I didn't even think of that because I thought like, yo, she was probably just fighting with her boyfriend. She was on her phone. Like, she was aggressively like typing with her fucking super long, pointy 20-year-old girl
Sam's
nails.
texting her, get your act together or else. She's like,
and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I get it. No one wants to work anymore, but I don't blame them. Low wages. Who wants to work for low wages? That's an argument for another day. I get it. Who wants to work for fucking $10, $12 an hour?
my brother-in-law, Chris, walked into a 7-Eleven. This was the night of the Ohio State game.
Yeah.
Which they had a great time at. I don't know if you heard the update. We talked about it on foxsportsradio.com.
Oh, by the way, is it rude to say what Lisa said if I was like, oh, hope your day gets better? Like, is that just passive aggressive?
Nope, because it's passive aggressive, but you get it off your chest in
I just
the nicest way possible.
So
You're letting her know
before-
that I know something's up with you and I didn't deserve that behavior.
Before you tell
I'm okay with that.
Before you tell your brother-in-law story, I just want to say I think you're right because I didn't even think the fact that I probably. It's like, you know, when you fight with like a girlfriend or a wife or a friend, and then someone else enters the scene, and you have to like pretend like you weren't just fighting.
So awkward. Yeah. Oh, hi.
Yeah, well, I fucking hate you. Well, you know, so you're not so good yourself. And then you and like you know, like just then all of a sudden like, oh, hey guys, welcome over. Hey, have a seat. You pour yourself a drink. Like, you have company over.
You're like, they know. I know they know.
How many times?
Everybody knows.
How many times have your
They're gonna
parents? I remember my parents who were divorced. I remember times where they'd be fighting in the car ride somewhere. Yeah. Then we'd show up at like Uncle Nick's house for a barbecue. And like there was like a minute in a car, like, all right, you kids, all right, everyone stop crying. Marianne, fucking, you better fucking shape up. Well, Greg, you're an asshole. All right, well, we're fucking going in there. We're gonna have a good time. All right, everyone fucking compose themselves. All right, let's go.
Yeah, it's
like,
awkward.
I feel like
everybody could see it in my face.
And the fact that it was empty, this place had no one there, and I walked into an empty store, makes me think that was their moment to fucking probably fight. Like, well, you're a shitty front desk girl. Well, you're a fucking shitty chiropractor. Yeah, well, fucking good luck finding another job.
Hey!
Like, I can find another job because this job sucks my fucking asshole. You're not even a real doctor.
Why don't you go fart in some jars then if you're so unhappy?
Yeah, go fart in a jar,
you fucking
20-year-old
this play.
piece of shit. Yeah, well, you're fucking old boomer that never made it in med school. Yeah, well, fuck you. Fuck it.
Rich is there in the middle.
Hi, doodly dee.
Hey.
I just got back from the gym and need an adjustment.
Hey, guys. So good to see you.
Ever tell you a story about how it was my first day at the office at my real job? Did I ever tell you that story?
No, but Raul said, you ever put on a fake left smile while you're yelling at someone like, you motherfucker, because I fucking hate you. Yeah, man, this is going to, when we get home, like, we're going to have it out, aren't we? Oh.
I could tell you a quick story.
You have two stories. Don't forget your Chris one, too.
Yeah, neither one are that
Yeah,
great.
that's great.
But they're funny to me. My very first day, as an intern at K-Rock, New York. You know, it's like, my big day moment, my big boy moment. I'm an intern now. I'm a somebody. I'm going to be a somebody. Working at the magical K-Rock, New York. It was like a dream come true. It was like playing it was like second best for me to playing for the Yankees because I was such a fan. And I wasn't good enough to play for the Yankees. So I'm there in the office, and I was the only dude there that day. I was the only intern there that day, first day. And I was in an office with the woman who hired me as an intern and her very flamboyant counterpart. He was like as gay as it got for the late 90s.
Oh,
right?
He was
sassy.
He was like over the top, like Carson Kressley over the top, like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
And you know,
like
guys like that fight. All of a sudden,
you better stop it, girlfriend. Like
I've told you the story because you're gonna remember and be like, yeah. Dude, all of a sudden they start fighting about, I don't know what it was about, right? I think it was me actually. Like he told me to do something and he's very rude about it. And
I know what it was.
It was that.
I want to fuck him. No, I want to fuck him.
No,
I don't think he's gay.
The woman who hired me,
he's got onyx earrings. He's definitely gay.
The woman who
I'm
hired
gonna fuck
me
him.
took a liking to me, right? She really liked me, and she was going to take me under her wing. She was going to nuzzle me in her bosom, and I didn't mind. She hired me because she liked me.
I'm going to nuzzle him in my sack.
And I think he was kind of rude to me with his approach. And she's like, yo, I hired this kid. I like him. I know what he's all about. He's way into this. Like, don't talk to him that way. And I'm like, this is like my first day, dude. And I know this because the guy was rude to me from the start, right? He didn't like me. He was intimidated by my fucking mojo.
Are you quoting the end of Rocky IV? Yo, you didn't like me, and I didn't like you very much.
So imagine being in the middle of this fight on my first day. I don't know. It's like the parents are fighting. And it was, I'll never forget it. It was one of the funniest moments to me. Just when, you know, you thought it couldn't get any worse. I'm in the middle, and he pulled out the late 90s. Listen, Jody. Talk to the hand, all right? Talk to the hand.
Hold it, talk to the
I'm
hand.
like, is this real life? Listen. And it didn't stop there. He kept saying it.
Talk to the hand, Jody.
And she's like, ready? And it was like a comedy bit, though. I really was. She's like, no, you listen. You have to interrupt me.
No, you listen to me.
No, listen, John.
Talk to the hand.
Listen.
Talk to the
John.
hand, Jody.
And I'm like, oh, my God. He's got magical powers. Because every time she tries to say something.
All right, talk to the hand, Jody.
Oh, I was like, whoa.
Man.
Whoa. You know what, guys? I'm going to go take a walk to the bathroom. It was the most awkward shit. Talk to the hand. He must have said it like 10 times in a row. I was like, oh my God.
That was a very popular gay phrase in the early 2000s.
I'm like, wow. I think it was the first time I ever heard that. Like, you remember the first time you heard like sliding into the DMs? I do. I remember that.
Yeah, like, oh,
we were
slide,
talking
that's the
to
phrase.
Alexa Dat.
Yeah.
Alexa Dat, who's now a St. Louis Cardinals broadcaster, right?
Yeah.
She's from the MLB. She was on our TV show at SNY. She's like, yeah, you know, these guys are diving into my DMs. I was like, what? Excuse me?
Yeah, they're sliding into my DMs. It was like sliding into your DMs. Oh,
what do you mean?
Interesting. That's the phrase. Okay.
This is the first time I heard, talk to the hand, all right? I was like, this guy is a superhero. He's like a gay superhero. Because he stopped it. He stopped her from talking every time.
Oh, by the way, who invented that?
He did. Talk to the hand?
That guy?
This guy, John.
No, I got to look that up.
Yeah.
It's got to be like
John, 1998.
Who's the famous gay
New
guy?
York.
Got to be. Hold on. There's got to be a famous gay guy that invented that.
But the point is, like,
Who?
anyone else that walked into that office at that moment would have never known would have had it happened, you know, just minutes ago. It was heated, bro. She was defending my honor. He was telling me to like make copies, like very rudely. Listen, new guy, make some copies. Don't talk to him that way, John. Shock to the hand.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
There's a pretty interesting origin of talk to the hand.
What? No, get out of here.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's not. It happened
There
in
is.
1998, K-Rock, New York. I was there. I witnessed it.
Talk to the hand. This is a good one. Used to be sarcastic or obnoxious. It's a phrase that was popularized by Martin Lawrence from the TV show Martin. Remember he would dress up. Remember he would dress up as a woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Talk to the hand.
Shanae, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then he would also do Martin. He'd be like, Gina, talk to the hand, Gina. Martin Lawrence,
I
talk
didn't
to
watch
the
Martin,
hand.
so now, but I did work in radio like Martin, so it all makes sense. It all makes sense. Maybe Martin got it from me.
Talk to the hand, the phrase which means shut up, but also accompanied by a hand in front of the victim's face. Talk to the
She
hand.
had gay magical powers, bro. 'Cause she couldn't fit. She couldn't. The argument was done. I'm bringing that shit back. Listen, Jordan.
Talk to the hand.
tuck the hand. The story I was going to say about Chris,
Oh,
my
by the way,
brother-in-law.
the one new phrase that I can't get with
Yeah.
of like younger people talk that to me, I can't even say because it feels like it doesn't even match to me. You know, sometimes a phrase doesn't match.
Yeah.
When someone says that's cap for lying, like you're not,
Cap.
like I just can't even like. Heard Portnoy even saying it, and I'm like, yeah, you're a 40-something-year-old guy. It feels weird coming out of anyone's mouth that's not like 20.
But slang is funny. Like
Slang is funny, but like they were talking.
I'm with you. It takes a minute, but eventually it sort of kicks in.
It'll kick into other generations, but they
you
were
don't have to jump on every one. Did you ever say
No.
word is bond? I didn't.
I never said word is bond, but there was
which was word is born for a minute.
Portnoy's talking to that young popular kid, Josh Richards. Is it Richardson or Richards? That the young floppy haired, like good looking kid that he does the podcast with.
Okay.
And they're talking about like some girl who claims she's like never slept with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid Josh is like, yo, that's cap. And I'm like,
EJ uses it. Sometimes,
cap.
again, it's like who you're
that's cap.
surrounded with.
Yeah, I don't know. EJ, maybe I just can't use it.
I was talking way back on a Wednesday. I was talking to Melody about, I said, Melody, because she uses, some funny terms. Oh, you know what happened? I said something about clout. And because that's such a popular word now, kids think that
You're trying to sound young.
you're trying to sound young. Like, no, that's a new word.
No,
I mean, it's
like-
not a new word.
You
It's
just
it's
never
a
stop
word.
using. You just never stop using.
But it's a word. It's not slang. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's a word that I use. So I was saying, yeah, man, because he's got the clout. Look at Dad trying to sound cool. Like, no, I've always used the word clout because
That's how I felt about dope. I never stopped it.
I never stopped using
So like,
clout.
dope
So-
was always like some part of our little inside joke with friends. So like,
So I'm trying to explain to Melody that, clout is a word that I've always used. I'm not trying to sound like cool.
This new slang,
funny when you say it.
this new slang that I'm okay with. Like I'm okay with like, yo, that's like when someone's like, that's fire. Like that doesn't bother me. But for some reason, cap doesn't match. Like, and Lynn says like her son uses it all the time. He's 14. Like cap is the one where I'm like, it just doesn't match to me.
I always say bling bling.
You've been saying that for years.
I always say what's up. I bring that shit back.
20 years old, you can.
Yeah, I bring that shit back.
Fun
Who said that? Oh, you know who said that? Someone on, Stingray on Cobra Kai.
Fun fact. What's up? From the Super Bowl this year will be 22 years ago. So fucking 22 years ago.
Yeah.
What up? What up?
I was being corrected by Melody. Like, you can't say clout. I'm like, I can say clout. I've always said clout. Your dad has the clout. Got it? Good. Whatever. And I go, Melody, did you ever hear the expression fat? Or is that too sensitive for your weenial ears? She's like, what do you mean? Like, if something was cool, it was fat, P-H-A-T, fat. She's like, I never heard that in my life. I'm like, well,
why would you? Yeah.
I'm like, bring it back.
Yeah.
I said, yo, you could be like, yo, those sneakers are fat. And she was like dying at it. She like never.
Oh, I'm sure she
couldn't even grasp it.
Because you're probably
Just like you can't grasp
You're probably
cap.
funny to her.
Yeah, just because the same way our ears are like cap, I can't grasp. She was like, fat is fat. Like, how is fat anything cool? I'm like, no, but it's P-H-A-T, fat. I was like, I used to say fat all the time. She was fat.
Like I told you, when someone like can't take it, like, oh my God, I'm dead, or that's fire. There's ones where I'm like, I can get with that. I
No,
understand
it's
it.
just dead now, or
For
it's
some,
just the skull.
Dead. Yeah,
No,
the
it's
skull.
just
The skull emoji. Dead.
All
To
right,
me, I
so-
get that, but the
Cap.
one to me, cap is like I
Now, the story about Chris, again, it's about not knowing what you're walking into. Like, you didn't know you may have walked into a fight that just ended. Chris and my sister went to the Ohio State game. Was one of the best college football games, especially for an Ohio State fan. Utah fans, not so much. But my sister paid a lot for those tickets. It
Poor Utes.
was worth, the price of admission. It was one of the best games.
You haven't emphasized that enough. Meaning, when you spend money on something, your level of like, was it worth it, is something that will go through your head. Like if you buy tickets to,
I never mind if the dinner is expensive and it was fucking bomb.com.
we went, I mean,
That shit was
you're going
bomb.
to disagree with me, but we went out to a dinner with Spot and his wife and Handsome Gabe when he was in town. And I never mind spending money on dinner, but when it's overpriced and I don't love it, I'm like,
Oh, yeah. It's annoying.
you had the pork chop, I remember. And you liked it, but what I got was like
An apple shop.
apple shop. What I had was like, meh. So If it's like, yeah, $100 a guy, and you're like, I didn't even like that dinner. It's the worst. But it's like going to a show. You take your girl to a Broadway show or you go to a game or something. If it's a great experience, you're like, I don't care how much I spent.
Me either.
And your
really
sister taking Chris to his first ever Ohio State game.
And he's been a diehard.
It was the
long
Rose
life
Bowl.
fan.
Not only was it the Rose Bowl, not only did they partake in all the activities surrounding the Rose Bowl,
parade and,
not only was the weather great, they got to see Ohio State losing the whole game.
Yeah.
Major comeback, and they win in a high-scoring 48-45 game. Your sister, every penny she spent was like, yo, you couldn't have asked for a better outcome.
Yeah, and that's exactly how she felt about it. She was so stoked. And my sister doesn't, much like her brother, doesn't give a diddly fuck about college football. And she said she had the best time.
Oh, I paid for Super Bowl tickets to watch my 49ers lose. Like, it's the worst. Because you're like, oh, man, not only does it suck, but I paid a lot for that.
I felt bad, too. I was watching the score, EJ, Jason. I'm watching the game on my phone. I'm like, oh, man, that sucks. They paid all that money to watch Ohio State to lose to Utah at the Rose Bowl. Oh, man, I feel bad. Oh, man, they're getting killed. Oh, man. Oh, wow, they're coming back. Oh, shit. Oh, this is a game. Oh, wow. I'm texting my sister.
The
like,
whole
yo,
time.
this is great.
The whole time I'm watching that game or watching the highlights,
Yeah.
I am thinking of your sister. I'm like, oh, I couldn't give a shit less, but I was like, oh, I hope they win for Chris.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's a good dad. He works his ass off. I'm like, he needs this. I was like, he needs this.
And he never gets out, never does anything. He's all about, his little bubble with my sister and their 2 kids. So long story short, he's on a high. He's riding on a high. Man, what a game. Ohio State. Man, I knew they'd come back. There was a lot of game left. He walks into a 7-Eleven after the game to buy a big gulp or something. I don't know. He's a big gulper. To buy a slice of pizza. I think I'm going to stop and treat myself after that.
Big gulp and a hot dog on the rotator.
Yeah, we get can I get the regular Mountain Dew and a hot dog?
A hot dog? Chris, treat yourself. Big day.
So
what do you want? Honey, that was such an amazing game. Where do you want to go for dinner? You know where I want to go.
My favorite place, 7-Eleven.
2 dogs and a Slurpee.
And I want to talk because I love 7-Eleven, okay? I'm just saying this is his, place.
I want a Mountain Dew Slurpee and 2 hot dogs and a pack of smokes.
So, dude, he walks in and he's just looking around, and all of a sudden he senses like a commotion. He said just minutes before he walked in, the place was robbed at gunpoint. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, robbed at gunpoint. He's like, he was dealing with the frantic person behind the counter. And then the police came, and he's in the middle of all this commotion.
Hey, I just want a hot dog.
It just got there.
My God.
Yeah, and he's like, and I said it's like a butterfly effect sort of thing. Or what's that movie with the train you always bring up?
Oh, Sliding Doors.
I'm like, yo, man, any sort of
if you would have hit
light,
if you would have hit
green light, could have threw it off, and you could have been there right when that happened. So be lucky you just missed it.
Yeah, he could have been dead, or he could have been a hero. What if all of a sudden Chris on the cover of the LA Times like, hero?
The point is, when he walked in,
his hot dog.
there was a weird energy about it. He was like, what's going on? I just came here for Mountain Dew. This place was, sorry, sir. I'm sorry I'm fucking shaking like a maniac. This place was just held up at gunpoint.
Wow.
That'll do it. Did you see the guy? What guy? I'm here for Mountain Dew. Guy that just ran out. Did you see him? What was he wearing?
He didn't take all the hot dogs, did he?
Yeah. He was so caught off guard by that.
Because I have a hankering for one.
So I can imagine. Sometimes you just, when you walk into a room, you don't know what happened before you got there.
You think you're going to know,
and
but
it goes back to Rich's story. All right. So, my stories aren't that great. It's just, this is an update, really. It's just an update. So I've been having a leak in my house. Get this. When I was in Idaho, this goes back to when I was in Idaho, right? I got a text message from like the property management, like, hey, if you're using your sink or whatever, stop, because there's severe water damage in apartment 115, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, 115? I'm on the 3rd floor. What do I give a fuck? Right? I'm 315.
Yikes.
Right? And I'm like, yeah, whatever.
But that got you thinking that, oh, no, the building, no?
No. I'm thinking, well, that must be 215's issue. Not mine. So when I got back from Idaho, you were telling me, man, it's been raining for 2 weeks. I'm like, really? Fuck. When's this rain going to stop? It was raining when I got back. I went into my storage unit, and I noticed that everything was flooded. I'm like, oh, wow. But I still didn't put two and two together that maybe it was my unit causing all this damage.
Why would you think that?
So, long story short, I'm like, man, the first thing I'm thinking is, I hope this isn't my issue. I hope this isn't my problem.
By the way, someone pointing out, Covino, water goes down.
Yeah, but if the place below me, if 215 is not complaining,
me.
but if 215 doesn't have the issue, why would I think 115 is my problem?
That makes good point.
I'm like, okay, that must be a problem with apartment 215. So, long story short, the contractors came yesterday, and it was like a fucking hassle and a half for me. People deal with a lot worse. I get it. But you don't know there's an issue until it starts raining for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It flooded out my whole storage unit, right? And I have like, personal things of personal value to me in there. And the guys came yesterday again for the second time. They're like, oh, senor, you're going to have to take out everything. I'm like, everything? Everything. This whole, my CD rack. I have like thousands of CDs, between 500 and 600. I used to have thousands. I narrowed it down. Whole rack, all of my shit. Like, I have so much shit in there. I just took out, what I thought was necessary at the time. Yeah, senor, we're going to have to cut out the floor and everything. Like,
cut out the floor? Oh, man.
And then I brought up common ground. This one kid, like, he was like a young guy. I think he looked at me like, look at this Vato doing good. I think he saw me as inspiration.
You're a Vato inspiration?
No, because there was another younger Vato with a sweet, like, trim up, and I could tell he was like, what's up? He gave me the nod. I'm like, what's up, man? You need water or anything? I'm not one of those highbrow stuck-up Vatos. You need anything? I got you, bro. And he's like, all right, no, cool, man.
Even though deep down inside, I think you're casing the joint.
Yeah. Even though I don't trust you, I'm just making sure. You good? All right, cool. Yo, they start fucking, I'm like, yo, because they start like heave-hoing my belongings. I'm like, yo, so I'm like, yo, guys, you need help. Yo, let's do this. Because you know what's going to happen. They're going to take out my CD rack. It's going to fall and break. And I'm like, yo, I'm here to help, man. I'm not one of those stuck-up Vatos. Let's do this. Let's go. Because I don't want them fucking up my shit. I'm like, yo, there's glass in there. You know what?
Let me do it.
I'll help. So I'm helping these guys.
What's in these bins?
And all of a sudden, like, this dude starts like bonding with me. Like, yo, bro, it's like that fight. And I'm like, what, the Munguia fight? Yo, how good is he, bro? Like, fight of the year, right? Like, fucking, that kid's the guy, man.
Please.
Like,
this might be good news. Covino may have found someone to talk to these fights about, other than us.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, bro. And Ryan Garcia, bro. Yo, I heard he's going to fight Jake Paul, maybe. I'm like, yeah, probably not, but he's the guy. Jake Paul is making shit happen, but Ryan Garcia is the real deal. No. Yeah, bro, for real. Right? So then he says something along the lines of, we're moving shit together. Now we're working. Now I'm part of the team, man. This is me, cool Vato, this older Vato, this, we're moving all my stuff.
Vato family.
And I'll tell you, I hit him with the line that he was it. He was like my best friend for the minute. He was like, yo, man, I'm really sorry about this, man. Not the best way to start off the new year. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
They call me New Year's Steve.
Yeah, New Year's Steve.
Please don't tell me he used that one.
New Year, New Steve. New Year's Steve. New Year's Steve. He didn't get that one.
Oh, because your name's like Steve. I get it now. Not so funny.
No. And then, just, again, it's about just hitting people with the relatability.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Of course.
Not the best way to start the new year, man. I know. But,
By the way, is this patio leak that you had a year ago related to the storage leak at all? Like, where's all this leakage coming from? Is it just that it's LA? No, but is it like, yeah, I guess it's.
The patio leak was from the floor, from the flashing on the floor or something. This kid said, yo, man, not the best way. And I said, órale, way. And I said, yeah, man, hey, could always be worse. Could always be Antonio Brown. Yo, bro, how crazy was that shit? He's like, yo, man, you're like mad funny. He was like, this dude loved me. And I was like, yo, bro, you sure you don't want anything? You want water or anything? You good? You good? Nah, man. Hey, bro.
Just keep telling me stories and
keep
jokes.
Making jokes. Hey, you know what, man? We're going to take care of this. Everything's good. We're good.
Yeah, this guy's fucking funny.
And Vato connection. Because usually they give me the, like, who does this Vato think he is kind of vibe. Because I'm not Vato enough for these guys. You know what I mean?
Vato connection.
Yeah, I had so many Vatos. So I had a bond. And I found Word is bond. So the Vato connection. Now, here's the thing. They did the water test, right? And I defended, actually, this is a side story. There's 4 Vatos now, if you include me, right? And they're all like, I'm like, stop. Because I have my shit labeled. It says like memorabilia. I'm trying to hide it, like, so I don't want these guys to see what's in my boxes. Yo,
You really
man, this
think-
guy
you
got
really
like,
think people-
he got autographed Willie McGee's.
I mean, you do realize, like, I know you would probably say I'm too trusting, but you do realize, like, people that do this for a living, if they went around just stealing shit, they'd get fired or go to jail or something.
People steal shit.
I know,
all
but
the
like,
time.
if a contractor's a reputable, like, I'm saying people just don't go around stealing shit when they're on the clock. You get caught one time, they lose their job. Like, Pete, there's stuff on the line here.
So my Vato connection leads to another story called the Vato standoff.
Okay.
So in this story, because this story's over though, but I'm giving you a little side nugget. The kid that I liked, he was like a younger kid, right? Younger guy. And they're doing the water test. So basically they just bring a hose out and they're shooting my fucking storage unit to find out where the leak is.
He took out his hose and shot you with it?
No, the older, like grumpy Vatos, they're like, hey, you two, stop fucking playing with each other. They tell the younger guy I'm talking to,
Yeah.
get inside.
It's not time for you to play around.
And I'm like, hey, why is he? They made him get inside the storage unit while they sprayed it down with the hose. I'm like, what kind of operation is this? I'm like, don't you need a flashlight? He's like, I got my phone. It's so good. I'm like, why does he got to get in there? I was like, why don't you guys get in there? And he's like, it's all good. Don't worry.
Low man on the totem pole.
Yeah, that's really what
So
it was.
he goes where it's leaking.
He had to stay in the fucking dark storage unit
And figure
for
where
like a
the leaks
half
are.
hour while they were shooting the thing.
Makes sense,
So that's
though.
how they figured it out. It wasn't some sort of infrared sort of high tech process. They put a guy in my storage unit to figure it out.
I agree with Jason.
But
When
I
you're-
stood up for the kid.
when you're cool to service folks and treat them with respect.
I always try
you're
to,
gonna
though.
get you're gonna get better service. I agree
But
with that.
I always lead with that. I'm not automatically, what are you guys looking at? Case of my place? I think those things, but I lead with kindness, you know. And I'm always trying to be polite. Anyway, this kid was vibing with me.
Did they find the leak?
Look, these guys never want to say too much, right? Because they don't want to promise you that, like, yeah, it's probably the building's responsibility. And then come to find out it's mine.
Oh, in fact, no, it's yours. 10
Right.
grand.
So I think they found it, but they don't want to give me too much info. They have to report it.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just now at this point hoping that it's the building's responsibility and they're going to fix it and it doesn't fall on me and my insurance because want to know the update? Yeah, man, it's a bad leak. And that place below or in 115, we had to rip out the whole ceiling. And I'm like,
So maybe your thing ain't so bad.
my thoughts go all the way back to Idaho, and I'm thinking, oh, wow, it did have something to do with me. Oh, wow. So my storage unit
Yep.
caused all this damage
in the building.
on the first level
Yeah.
in the building. They're like, we're starting to piece it together now. This is where the problem started. I'm like, oh, man, that sucks.
Fucking Columbos you got working there.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, one more thing.
Yeah, so, but now, not only am I responsible for my damage, possibly, but what about all the damage where they had to rip out the whole ceiling in someone else's unit?
That's not your responsibility, right?
If it falls on me, it's my insurance that has to cover that.
Falls on me.
Yeah, so that's my Vato
Falls
connection.
on me.
Where again, a lot of times,
Who sings that? Fuel?
yeah, I don't get that sort of connection, right?
Man.
Then I had a Vato standoff later on. All right,
Hold on. I got to ask you something.
Yeah.
Because a few people have mentioned it. You got a great deal on your condo.
Mm-hmm.
But is there a part of you that feels like it's a lemon? Or
No.
No?
No, because you don't know you have these issues until it rains for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's
That's true.
impossible to know.
That's true. But I'm saying, like, do you feel like, man, more problems than you thought? Or do you feel like, you expected these level of issues?
It's like owning a home. You're always going to have issues. There's always something, right? And thankfully, nothing really damaged and nothing really ruined for me. Now, apartment 115, yeah. They have no ceiling. And
Can't look it up at 215 like, hey!
it never came back to me after that update in Idaho because I had never reported my issue. Remember, it took me a few days to even realize that my stuff was flooded. So now they're piecing that whole story together. I'm like, oh man.
What if they come back to you and they're like, you're responsible for all?
Yeah, I'm gonna be very upset. That's why I'm keeping you updated on the saga. As of
Yikes.
now, I think these guys. That's why I'm building the Vato connection. I'm like, guys, make sure you take a picture of that too, because see that little like questionable hole here up there? That's the building's responsibility. Make sure. I even called the building management. I was like, listen, guys, I just want you to be fair with your assessment here, because is it their responsibility or mine? When you deal with HOA and things like that, it's always questionable. So anyway, I don't think it's my responsibility.
Did you wear your high socks with slides to be like, yo, I'm really Vato?
Vato connections. Yeah. So the guy was like, hey, later, man. Nice place. Thanks, bro.
Did you have
Live the dream,
Did you have
Vato.
blood? Did you have Blood In, Blood Out just playing in the background on TV?
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm just watching Blood In, Blood Out.
He's like, are you Mexican? I go, yeah, I'm a little white on the outside, but brown on the inside. To the bone. Oh, bro, Vatos Locos. I love this guy.
Now get in the unit.
No, the other guy's like, hey, stop fucking around. Get inside the storage.
Yeah, but it's dark in there.
I'll be right back. We'll talk about AB a little more. So I had a
You're
Vato
funny.
connection. Yeah, I had a
Vato
Vato
connection.
connection. So then, those guys are done. We'll get back to you. All right, later, guys.
By the way, you bring up something with the home repair stuff.
Oh, it's the worst.
No, but I think a lot of people could relate to what you're saying. So I just want to throw one more thing out there. Does anyone at all, watching, listening, people you know, do you know anyone that's, quote, perfectly settled? Because I just feel like everyone, you hit a point as an adult. Maybe if you're renting an apartment and you're single and you're just chilling and you really don't have, I'm not saying bigger dreams, but like if you're like if you're 30 and you live in an apartment and you're just fucking dating and chilling and working, that's one thing. But if you're grown up, do you know anyone that's not working on something? Do you know anyone that doesn't have one issue in their house they're trying to fix?
When you're the owner of something, there's always going to be, the gutters or
I just talked to my guy yesterday, and he was like, yeah, I talked to a roofer, and I think I got a way better deal than I thought. So if you want to replace your roof now instead of waiting 6 months, I'm like, yeah, I mean, we got through the rain, and I know where the issues are. I've sort of sealed, they sealed off the little problem areas, but he's like, well, you're eventually going to need a new roof, so you want to just do it now. And I'm like, yeah, that's just more money, more problems, more everything. But you're putting equity into your house, and you're improving your home.
That's it. I look at it this way.
Yeah,
there was an issue I was unaware of. So I'm glad they're addressing it, and I'm glad nothing was really ruined from my side that I know of. I don't know what the aftermath is going to be because my CDs were a little wet. They're CDs. My Don Mattingly plaque.
The CDs are the best thing. Like, I mean, maybe it's the best thing after all. Maybe you just get rid of them.
So anyway, these guys leave. Melody, they're gone.
Okay, Dad.
So hung out, lived my day, had a lunch, and I had to drive Melody home. And I was like, Melody, what?
No, I'm saying the feedback is a lot of people just saying, yo, like, let's see, EJ saying, damn, Rich, you hit my current situation on the head. Home ownership is a cycle. That's from Cliff.
Yeah.
You have a list of stuff to do, you do it, and then you have to start
Always
over.
something. Oh, I just fixed the gutters. Now I got to seal the driveway. I just sealed the driveway. Now I got to fix the faucets. It's a constant something.
Doesn't my homeowner's insurance cover the roof? I get that would be something to.
They told me, the Vato said, look, I can't guarantee, but usually they cover that.
Yeah,
right.
You know what? It's something to look into, Rich in Atlanta, for sure. I'm not going to not investigate that, but I don't know if putting in a new roof is always covered under homeowner's insurance. So
for you?
I don't know what that is. But yeah, everyone's saying the same thing. Like, you have a house, you have a condo, you have a townhouse, you live somewhere that you own. There's always something. Like, I was telling Sarah, like, all right, so we're finally getting our countertops, right? It's like, once that finishes, then it's like, all right, well, Sarah's like, we should probably get some
then it's the roof.
Custom.
When the roof is done, then it's your garage.
Then it's the roof.
When your garage is done, then it's the pool.
Then it's the pool. Like, there's always, it's like
homeowner.
It's a homeowner, and it's like, then you start saying like, all right, well, we'll do the.
And a lot of it's maintenance.
We'll redo the roof.
Yeah.
Then after that, all right, I guess. Then Sarah's like, well, by the fireplace, we have to get the fireplace. She's like, maybe we should get a custom bookshelf in the wall. And I'm like, Oh, that's cha-ching, custom bookshelf, custom shelving.
Yeah, I mean,
And
unless
then
you're
after that,
renting,
you're
it
right.
doesn't apply.
But then you're right. Then after that, it's like, all right, well, then the garage, that's going to be like $8,000. Then it's like, well, then after that, maybe by next year, if I'm still here, hopefully, like with the pool, you'd start doing the list of like every year, which is why your parents, when you think about when you were a kid, there was always something going on. Mm-hmm. That's why I ask, is anyone actually in their house? Like,
you can get
I'm settled.
A cool 3 to 4 month run where like
Nothing.
you're just good. That's great.
Because I thought about this when I went to Long Island recently, and then I'll let you get on with your story. When I saw all my friends on the East Coast, all of them have kids or they're married or whatever, right? Whether it was my friend Christina, my friend Janine, my buddy Sean, every single friend I have, my buddy Jeff, you go to their house, everyone's got like, oh yeah, we're redoing the deck. You go to someone else's house. Yeah, Mike and I are thinking about breaking down this wall and redoing our kitchen in a couple months. Like, we budgeted for it. Every single friend you have got something fucking going on. That's just called being an adult, I guess.
And adding value and maintaining and it's nothing good. Nothing gold could stay.
Like Mauser, who I give way too many shout outs to.
Yeah.
Mauser just remodeled his bathrooms. I saw our buddy Drew Mack was like, yo, my wife just, we redid the cabinets. Look at the difference. Like, I feel like everyone's doing something. It's like adult hobbies. Like if you're in your house.
Not even hobbies. It's just what you do.
But I think if you don't redo these things in your house and keep doing it, then you become the person where in 20 years, you're like, yo, the whole house is outdated completely. Like you almost always need a project.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. But $8,000 for the garage. Yeah. I guess it's going to have to, the whole thing has to be sheetrock. They're going to redo the floor and put like, what do you call it? That shiny
shellac?
Like, yeah, shellac. I'll call it.
Sprinkle the little blue and gray and white. How do you do this?
I don't know. But yeah, that guy that used to work with the K-Rock. Is that what he's doing now?
Talk to the hand.
Talk to the hand. Let's see. I look at my kids and say, you have no idea what mom and I do to keep this house in order. Bathroom remodel is old news. Let's see. Yeah. EJ saying he's 30, living his best life, but next move is to the city, and yeah, he realizes what's on deck.
I would say all of this just comes with being a property owner. That's all. If you're renting, then these are not your headaches.
Let's see, epoxy floor? That's probably it, but I like to call it a shellac.
Lisa's exactly right. Because I was going to get an epoxy coating on my patio, but they say it yellows too much when it's exposed to the sun.
Is that the epoxy?
That's the shiny epoxy.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think they're just going to put, but that might be what it is. Yeah, it's the gal garage, but we're turning it in. Like, if you go in my garage right now, which if we were on, when Spot's back, I'll give you guys a little tour of how fucking, the garage is fucking, looks like it's from 1960. It's just exposed beams, and it's like, it looks like an old fucking garage or like rot. It's a garage, but they're going to redo it and make it like almost a room of the house. Yeah, there you go. Epoxy. I guess that's what it is.
It is, yeah. She's right.
All right.
So I went from my Vato connection to a Vato standoff because I'm like, all right, Melody, I got to drive you home, but stay here. Jordan's home. I got to go take care of my car. Remember, I had a flat in my car. I had a screw in my tire. And no one wanted to help me on Monday. So I got to get this done before the air seeps out. So I went to a place, and it was kind of cool because I called them, and then they called me back. They're like, "Are you coming?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah. Hey, why? Are you guys available now?" "Yeah, come down. We could fix it." Okay, cool. I get there, and again, I have a Vato standoff. Here's what happens. I'm like, yeah. They're like, what's the problem? I'm like, there's a nail and a screw in my tire. They're like, okay. They take it off, and they're like, sorry, man. I'm like, what? You're going to need a new tire. I was like, what?
Yeah, like, I'm giving this car back. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Because you're thinking,
exactly.
When do you give the car back?
In next month. I'm done. I have less than 1 month left.
Oh, you got to patch this bad boy up. You're not buying a new fucking tire.
I'm like, why can't you plug it? Vato? He's like, because we don't do that. I'm like, what do you mean you don't do that? Like, we do it the right way. We patch it up. And you see here, And he showed me. Yo, I had a screw
Yeah.
and a nail, like side by side. Looks a little suspicious. All right? He goes, but 2 holes side by side? Can't do it. I was like, can't do it. So what do you mean? New tire. I'm like, you got a used one? We don't do that. You don't got to, like, I'm giving his car back.
In literally like 3 weeks.
In a few weeks. I'm not, how much is a new tire? $150 with tax, like a little over like 160 something. I was like, what?
No, I thought it would be worse, to be honest. I thought he was going to say 200 to
Yeah,
300.
but it goes from
no,
$35
I know.
It was a $35 patch job.
Okay.
To now I'm spending $170 with tax on a tire that I'm only going to have for less than a month.
Man, that's annoying.
So now here the standoff begins. They're like, so what are you going to do? And I'm like, there's nothing you could do.
You're going to patch it. I ain't patching it. Maybe you could find someone to patch it.
I'm like,
but it's not going to be me.
I was like, yo, you're giving me local treatment. I want the Vato treatment.
Here's the question, though.
I know he's giving me tourist treatment.
Here's the question. When you give the car back to Honda,
yeah,
I'm not quite sure. Is that something they would pinpoint and make you get a new tire anyway?
No way.
I know every car company's a little different.
They give you like an $800 to $1,000 leeway of damage. But if you're under miles too, they factored that in. I'm under miles. Okay. But if they'll also cut brakes too if you're getting into a new car from them, right? There's got to be wear and
tear. By the way,
a
used tire shop's got them for like $20.
They don't do that. They already took my tire off. I'm like, oh. So now the Vato standoff begins. He's like, $160. That's going in my brain, and I'm saying,
patch it up.
Not doing that. Not doing that. So honestly, I'm like, I'm sorry, man. So I started asking him a bunch of questions. You know, like, you don't got to use one. Why can't you plug it? You see, it's still side by side. We can't do that. Blah blah.
I mean, of course, much like when
I
you
gave
had
major dramatic pause.
Much like when you had allergies, and someone would say, "Have you gone to the doctor, the allergist?" Of course, you're going to say yes, but you did tell him, like, "Yo, bro, I'm giving this car back in a few weeks. I literally need. What can I do to get this car to work for 3 weeks? Then I don't give a fuck."
When I told him that was it.
Oh, okay.
Everything you just said.
Okay.
All right, let me see. So all of a sudden, they take my tire, they bring it back, and they patch it up. It's good. That's okay. I'm like, it's good. You said you couldn't do it. So in the back of my mind, I'm just glad they did it.
But in your mind, you're like,
I'm like,
yo,
you were trying to upsell me for $160. There's no question. He made it seem, it went from
did you admire his
impossible-
Vato? Did you admire though his Vato hustle though?
Yeah. I said, I knew exactly what was going on here. He immediately said, like we've been saying all week, like my mom said, dentists, mechanics, anyone that works on cars, you're at their mercy.
Well,
they're going to try to upsell you and tell you need shit because you don't know. And you're like, okay.
You know what it is? It's service industries where the amateur is clueless.
Yeah, he was sizing me up.
That's
like,
why
you need a new one.
You just named 2 places that are great. Like, and no offense to dentists, because I know a couple of dentists got all butthurt when we said that, but a dentist and a mechanic. The only person higher on this list of people that have you at their mercy.
Contractors, maybe?
That's a good one.
Has
Throw that
to
on.
be,
Throw
right?
that.
Yeah.
That's on the top. That's in the top 5. But the number 1 on the list of people that have you by the ball sack, and they could twist it. They could stick their finger up your ass at the same time. No! I'll give you one guess. You're not dealing with it, but most people can deal with it, and I could deal with it.
What?
What service industry has you by your Johnson rod?
Tell me.
The vet. Yeah, little Waggles might need this surgery. What do you mean little Waggles might need the surgery? You do love your pet, don't you? Well, of course I love little Waggles.
Well, it's going to cost you $5,000 to $20,000. You're like, oh, do I love Waggles that much?
Yeah,
and the kids are looking at you.
Oh, no, we can't lose Waggles, Dad.
I guess I have to pay. How much?
Piper's got allergies.
Yeah.
And it's pretty gross. She's very like licking
It's
her
like
paws,
me
right?
in the early 2000s.
Yeah, no, but my dog's like Covino in 07.
Yeah. Oh, man. That was the worst.
And Piper's snorting, and they're like, oh, yeah, there's this dog allergy medicine. She should get these shots, and it's like $100 a month or whatever. I was like, Sarah, I don't think, are we fucking adding to our budget? And that sounds cheap, but like, now do we have like a monthly allergy shot budget for our dog? I'm going to say there's another way. Come on. I mean,
fucking Piper can't eat peanuts.
yeah, so
It's funny. when I look back, the only slack I give, I mean, I'm sure there's other things. I'm trying to be diplomatic here, but the slack that I always give my ex.
Spot's not here, so you can say whatever you want, because Spot would be the first person to be like, get the fuck out.
No, it's truth. Is I don't blame her for not wanting to deal with my allergy issues. It was fucking worst. Like I actually give her credit for putting up with me for like a specific span of like, I think for 3 years I was the grossest person on the planet.
But she made it clear to you. She's like, yo, he is gross.
Yeah, I was. So I'll give her, I was gross. I could not get to the bottom of my mucus issues. So anyway,
and honestly, people
it was
don't
lactose,
realize, like,
it was animals, it was everything. I didn't know.
Nonstop. You would do that shit.
Friends from my hometown thought I developed a Tourette's, like, because I had such a.
What is that?
Such
That
an
scratching
issue.
your throat sound. You did
I
that.
was like a little piggy for fucking at least 3 to 4 years.
I'm not even joking. People that listen and watch, there was a time period where he did that
Oh, my eyes.
all day.
Oh.
Like that little all day. But like we'd be sitting in the office and I'd be like, yo, dude, you're fucking gross. Please just stop or something.
I wouldn't even know I was doing. I'm like, oh, why was I doing it? Yeah, you're doing it. So
nonstop, but like nonstop. Like picture that one more time.
there's a part of me.
Picture this for like
I
20 minutes at a
I
time.
have no regrets or regrets, but there is a part of me that wants to say, and Layla, I'm very sorry about being a little piggy for 4 years straight.
The fact that you still wanted to touch me.
Yeah.
Is
I'm
much
amazed
appreciated.
you dealt with it that long, to be honest. But it was bad. So
How do you get romantic with someone when they're constantly like
Yeah, it was
coughing up
horrible.
goblin? Like you used to call them throat goblins. Remember,
Throat
like you cough up
goblins,
this
yeah.
shit.
and trust me, till this day, look, Jordan still deals with a lot. I'm a lot to deal with.
What's the
But
most you would pay
I at
for?
least handled that for the most part.
What's the most you would pay for your pet?
That's a relative question. My buddy, I don't call him out. One of my buddies does well. How about that? He paid over 20 G's to save his dog.
Whoa.
Yeah. Again, at their mercy. So anyway, to wrap my story up, ready? The Vato standoff. I had a standoff. He's like, what's your move, SC? $160. I'll tell you my move. I'm not paying that. So you're going to have to put my tire back on.
And I'm going to ride out of here.
Because I don't need that tire because
Yeah.
I'm done with this fucking car in a month. My lease is up. Once he's like, okay, I think this guy means business.
So it's
I'm
either
not-
either $50 or like I get
or
nothing.
or nothing.
I'll take your $40 or $50.
Let me see what I could do. So it went from impossible, I need a new tire, to I fixed it. Oh, cool. So it worked. Magic. You're the magic Vato. So the standoff worked. He tried to upsell me for $160. I got it for $35. Now here's where the story gets interesting, and it ends. So Barf, the garage manager.
Hey, what's going on here? Barf here.
Everything worked out. Did it work? He said it's okay. Okay. What's your name and address? I don't know why they need all this info when they do that, right? But it's always the tire place.
It's everywhere. By the way, even when you go to like the mall, I don't know, let's say you buy fucking.
I'm like, why does Barf need my name and address?
No, but everywhere you go to fucking, I don't know, you could go to fucking Old Navy or Banana Republic or the Gap, any store. They're like, what's your email and address? And you're like, yo, fucking no thanks. I don't want your.
You ever hear that Mitch Hedberg, like, this is the end of the transaction? Like with the donut. You buy a donut and they're like, you want a receipt? You're like, no.
This is where it ends.
This is where the transaction ends. You give me the donut, I give you the money. I don't need proof of this donut.
Receipts also now are sort of meaningless because most places you go now, they're like, do you have the card you used? And they're like, oh, we can look it up on the card you used. So I'm like,
Right.
well, if you could look up what I bought,
Why do you need all this information?
then what's with the fucking...
So I'm like, I gave you my card. You charged me for the tire. Why do you need my fucking like resume? He goes, oh.
Then I worked at K-Rock with a flamboyant gay guy and a
Don't give
woman.
out my address, please, okay? Because I don't need maniac. I'm dealing with maniacs online. I fight with a lot of people. I don't need to know where.
Who said I'm giving out your address?
Because you always give like hints. So I'm giving this guy my information, and he's like, all right, where do you live? 1616 Mockingbird. 1616 Mockingbird. Know what he says to me? Something's going on there, huh? I'm like, what do you mean? You're the fifth person in the past few days. Same story. This from that address. I said, what? He's like, yep, something's going on. Must be someone disgruntled maybe with nails and stuff. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm the 5th person. No wonder I couldn't get the job done, a few days ago. And just about a week ago, same thing happened to Jordan.
Well,
and she's like, that never happened to me. So
looks to me
someone's disgruntled, something suspicious. Both her and I, in a matter of a week span, had the same issue. And he said 5 people in the past day or so have come from the same address with the same issue. Could be those contractors I'm dealing with. Fuck these guys. The fucking nail fairies here. Fuck everybody. They're just sprinkling nails on, behind everybody's car tires. Or maybe it's that Julio I told you. Maybe it is the tire people. They're like, yo, listen, business is slow. No, thank you. Thanks, Sarah. Start sprinkling nails everywhere. Go get them.
I'm telling you, Spot said that happened.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Austin Arnold. That's too much of a coincidence. I thought the side-by-side nails anyway in my car was suspicious in itself. To find out that I'm not the only guy with this issue from my building, maybe I did get a lemon. Because that's disgruntled behavior.
No, it is.
Something happened.
Man, I got so many things to talk about, but
that was my Vato standoff.
So many things may trump what I'm about to say. Hold on, let's see.
Then I went home, watched Cobra Kai, and it was worth it. Loved it.
How do you feel about the simultaneous binge? Do you feel like you're a one-track mind type of person? Like, I'm not saying I'm a bird brain. You guys are saying that. But do I feel like I need to finish Yellowstone before I start Cobra Kai? Can you like one day be like, what do you want to watch tonight, babe? All right, tonight we'll do Cobra Kai. Tomorrow we'll do Yellowstone. I feel like I need to fucking finish Yellowstone.
Really? Before you invest in something else?
Yeah, I don't know. I want to watch Cobra Kai. I don't know. Babe, what do you want to watch first? Yeah, Sarah's like, I can't be like, all right, where are we in the middle of Yellowstone? All right, now where are we in the middle of Cobra Kai? Now where are we in the middle of the show? Like,
I just feel like you follow your heart. Go where the mood and the wind takes you.
Like yesterday, yeah, I watched the
I'm in the mood for Boba Fett now.
The Tom Brady doc.
Yeah.
Man in the Arena.
Ooh,
so
good,
fucking good.
I'm one behind. And I'm one behind on Dexter still.
Dexter, the week to weeks I could do. Like I watched This Is Us last night. Great season premiere. Really fucking good. Oh, by the way, not to give anything away, because many people don't give a fuck about This Is Us. But how would you feel? So spoiler alert if you are a This Is Us fan, because I know it's still the #1 show on network TV. So I'm sure there's people that watch it. I love it. I think it's fantastic. This Is Us might be my favorite network show over the last decade. Network show. So many great things streaming, but as far as network goes, I can't think of something better than This Is Us.
Best show since How I Met Your Mother?
Probably, for me at least.
For Richie.
How I Met Your Mother and This Is Us. I don't want to give anything away, but Randall, who is played by the fucking amazing Sterling K. Brown. So fucking good. He was great on the OJ thing too. Just a great actor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say this. His house got broken into like a season ago. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because we talked about this the other day. Home invasions and like weird fucking that weird feeling of violation. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised I didn't even bring this up. He felt very violated. That was like a background storyline. Like he walked in and the guy was there with like a knife and fucking ran. So for a year, he was having anxiety attacks and the fear of like, yo, there was a guy with a knife in my house and I got daughters and a wife. And so you could tell like the underlying thing with Randall was that it affected him, right? Like he couldn't feel comfortable. He was just like uneasy. Here's a spoiler if you haven't watched. So fucking turn it down for 30 seconds. He gets a call like a year later and they're like, yeah, man, we found the guy. He doesn't have your jewelry, but we found the guy. I'm like, how do you know? And the guy had a picture of him on him. And he's like, I got to go confront this guy. And his wife's like, don't confront this guy at the police station. He goes to the police station. He's like, he's a politician. So he's like, can I have a minute with the guy? And the guy's so mentally ill that he's like, why did you have a picture of me? He goes, I don't know where I got it, but the people in the picture look happy, and I just thought it might have been from a happy time in my life. And then he just starts like repeating himself, and it's like, would it make you feel better knowing that this person, like, you might think like, oh, is this person going to come back to my house? Is this person going to try to kill me a second time? Meanwhile, you find out a year later, like, I was just like a random person, and this person doesn't even know who I am. They're a fucking sick maniac.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I mean, I'd feel better knowing that.
Yeah, right?
It wasn't like a personal vendetta.
Yeah. I don't even know where I was going with that story, but it's back on TV and it's great.
Good story, though.
We're saying, binging. Yeah, This Is Us, fantastic. Dexter, fantastic. But Cobra Kai, I really wanted to.
I thought season 4 was great.
I really wanted to hone in and do it, but I feel like I need to finish Yellowstone first. But I feel like I'm going to get spoiled on Cobra Kai.
I watched season 4 in its entirety.
Yeah. 10
It
episodes?
was awesome. Yeah. I was entertained. That's all I expect from it. I don't expect, cinematic greatness.
Done spoiling. And by the way, that wasn't even the main storyline at all of the episode. That was just like one of the little storylines. So don't worry, Renee. And by the way, display your blender. It looks good. All right.
Renee Uni Madden.
Yep, that's right.
Boom. 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 Hey, Renee Madden.
Let's see. Food habits. Let me put that on pause.
Vato standoff.
Emmy,
Cobra
let
Kai
me put
was
this on
great.
pause. A couple things I wanted to get to, but I'm going to save this for old time story time.
Oh, I got an idea. It's getting late early.
Yeah.
It's already 11 a.m. on the west. So let me do the rando news because there's only a little bit. Rando news. There's only a few things that stood out to me.
And then I have like sort of an announcement I want to make.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. I found this interesting because when I was a kid, way back on a Wednesday, right? Way back on a Wednesday, my parents would dump me off. Dump me off.
That's the phrase your parents would always use. They dumped them off.
No, that's when we're talking about other people.
Yeah.
They always dump off their kid.
They don't love their kids.
But they would leave me in the loving hands of my grandma, my tita, while they worked. Both my parents worked. Still do. My mom just retired, but she hates it.
She hates retirement?
Hates it. And she's going to drive my dad crazy into an early grave because she hates it. Right?
What, is she just bored?
Yeah, she hates it. So when I would be at my grandma's house, and this is why I have a lot of older sort of flashback memories, I would be with my Aunt Googie and my Uncle Joey all day.
Yeah.
And they were 10 to 15 years older than me, right? So I had to watch whatever they watched. So I watched a lot of MTV when I was just a little kid. I wanted to watch cartoons.
Yeah.
But I was watching what they watched. So that's why my references are sometimes a little older, because I was just picking up on that shit. I wanted to watch what I wanted to watch, and I'm watching Speed Racer because Uncle Joe liked that. I'm like, this sucks.
Which grandma? Is this Air Tita?
This is Air Tita.
Yeah.
This is before she was in the Mexican NBA. No, this is after. After.
When she was a retired veteran.
Anyway, long story short, so when they were done watching MTV, Aunt Googie always watched soap operas. And I'm like, I just want to watch like different strokes. I'm a little kid. I'm like,
my grandparents, when I was dumped off at their place,
yeah.
The only thing my grandfather watched where I was like, why, was MASH.
Yeah.
He loved Airwolf, but I loved Airwolf too. So I was like, all right, Grandpa, I like Airwolf. He liked MacGyver, so I was like, I like MacGyver too. So Airwolf and MacGyver I was cool with.
I think Johnny Lawrence loved all those shows too.
MASH,
so
I couldn't
cool
get down with. I was like, MASH.
That was boring.
And does anyone else remember a show that my grandfather watched? Oh, this too. He watched Texas Walker, Ranger, Texas.
I'm going to let you figure it out.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
There it is.
And he watched, I don't even know what the plot line was, but my grandfather sounds, when you do my dad's impression, that sounds more like my grandfather to me.
Well, New York guys.
You know what a good show is, Richie? Touched by an Angel. I'm like, what is Touched by an Angel? I remember the name, but what was fucking Touched by an Angel? I'm going to look that up while you tell me the rest of your story, because someone else would probably be like, oh yeah, Touched by an Angel, of course.
But I wanted to watch Land of the Lost, and again, I couldn't because Googie was watching soap operas. And as a kid, there's a few things I remember about these soap operas. All My Children, I remember Palmer was the villain, like this old fuck who was on the show forever.
You know, my family was never into soap operas, but you are more in the majority here. Women love soap operas back then.
I mean, we're talking about the 80s.
Yeah, there was
right?
no social media, there was no reality shows, so soap operas were the thing.
You know, but I remember all these faces and all these people I would see as a kid. I was like, what is this boring shit? Fuck, I don't want to watch this. But I always remember my aunt watching General Hospital too, right? And dude, I'm a little kid, and there was a constant saga of Luke and Laura, the relationship of Luke and Laura.
Luke and Laura.
On General Hospital.
Okay.
Would you believe that as of yesterday, they finally wrapped up the saga? Or as of this week.
And you remember this when you were a little boy.
As of Crystal Bray hit us up on our call page, and it says Luke and Laura forever. General Hospital. I'm sorry to ruin this storyline.
Spoiler.
Just killed off the iconic character Luke Spencer. I'm like, that guy's. First of all, I'm amazed he's alive. I'm like, that guy's still alive.
Luke Spencer?
Second of all, I'm like, this storyline's still going on. I was a little pumpkin pie haircutted kid eating atole at my grandma's house. Tita, can I have refried beans on a bagel, please? Tortilla con mantequilla?
Oh, my God.
I'd be sitting there watching the love story of Luke and Laura. I'm like, that's still happening? You know how much life I've lived?
By the way.
They're still doing that?
Hold on.
Dude, I can't even believe it. Luke and Laura. Look, Andrew's like, I remember Luke and Laura. That shit just ended. Talk about a run. I just remember that guy's goofy fucking curly 80s hair. He's alive.
Hold on. I got to show you this just for the fun of it.
She goes, I'm sure some of you care, but Luke's gone. Dude, what a
Hold
run.
on. Just so you know, like, I know it's hard to see here, but that guy,
Yeah.
I'll try to go.
He was like one of those
This
faces
guy
that I
has-
saw every day.
He has like a blonde pompadour, and this is like from the 80s.
Yeah,
and
like
then
a
if you
Gary
go,
Carter
and then if you go
haircut.
to if you go to like current day,
He's 105
it's like
years old.
100-year-old. Yeah, it looks like he's 100-something years old.
I was just amazed. This is one of those faces that I couldn't escape as a kid. So this fucking Luke and Laura, what's going on? Hey, Cookie, there's Luke and Laura, huh? General Hospital? Yeah. Then remember John Stamos got a role on that show.
You know what?
Like, who's that guy?
You and I talked about this for a minute before we went on the air today, so I'm not going to pretend like this is the first time we're talking
Dude,
about it.
I'm talking, he's like
But-
this Luke guy, it says, look, finally killed off iconic character.
Yeah, but
like,
no one
he's
cares.
iconic for daytime soap opera.
But
It's like,
outside of that
he's like the
world.
Walter White of
But
daytime soap operas.
outside of that world,
Yeah.
you made the point before we went on the air today. You go, yo, soap opera people outside of that world, like they don't do anything else, huh?
So weird. The
It's
reason
like
I
a
brought this
little,
up too,
it's a niche window where it's like, yo, you would think this guy, if he was the main guy in a soap opera for 20-something years, 30 years, 40 years maybe, how is he not a household name?
how is he not in commercials? He's
He's
obviously
not on
you know,
any movies? Like he's not like, oh yeah.
never had another part that
What's
gave
soap
him
opera?
any credibility. And I had this thought too, because to tie this in together, I wouldn't even bored you with the story if I didn't have another one to piggyback.
By the way, what's the name
Susan
of the
Lucci,
what's the name of the soap opera he was on?
General Hospital.
So General Hospital.
Yeah.
You're trying to. So the main guy in General Hospital
Luke and
was
Laura.
so popular, but you're right. He's not a household name.
The storyline has gone on for that long. In other soap opera news, this is why I tie it in. Susan Lucci, probably the most famous soap opera actress ever from All My
But
Children,
you know why?
because she never won an Emmy, but she
never
eventually did, right?
Yeah, she eventually did. But I think the only reason you know the name Susan Lucci is the whole joke was that she never won. So it was the whole like she was more known. Susan Lucci, you might think I'm wrong here, but I think Susan Lucci was more known for the fact that she got snubbed for like 20 years in a row, opposed to actually knowing her work. I think Susan Lucci was just synonymous with like, oh, you got robbed of the award? What are you, Susan Lucci? I don't even think people knew who she was, but they knew the phrase.
There's a lot of memes that people throw out there like to make you feel old. Like Kurt Loder of MTV is 76. How's that possible? Well, because he was like 40 back then, 50 maybe. Susan Lucci today, 75. I was like, fuck. And she's posing in a strapless swimsuit for her birthday.
You
So
know,
that's the story. I'm like, damn. So that she's All My Children, I believe. The other story was General Hospital. 2 shows I couldn't escape as a pumpkin pie haircutted kid.
hey, but by
Eating
the way,
tortillas.
to tie it all together, someone said, I believe it was Kim.
Susan Lucci still looks good.
Hi, Kim Giles. I love you, even though you hate me and talk shit.
It's Giles.
Giles.
See, that's why she hates you.
I know. So, I'm kidding. Kim said, Real Housewives and shit like that is this generation's soap opera. So the idea that soap operas are still on, they're there for our parents, and that's it. No one's watching soap operas after this generation. Like, they're not going to keep going because it's like, who is watching General Hospital after this generation is fucking long gone? Right?
Yeah,
It's reality
it ends
shows.
then.
So Susan Lucci was best known for being a loser, but a winner, but never won.
But my thought of she was a household name and a household face for all those years and didn't expand beyond her soap opera stuff. That's crazy to me. Like, she never did a fucking Tide commercial.
Michael
Not
B.
that I know. I'm sure she
Michael-
did other stuff, but I'm saying
I know what you're saying. You're saying
she
like
never was the best friend on a sitcom on another show.
You're trying to tell me if Susan Lucci or this dude from General Hospital, if they were such big stars in that world, like he wasn't like Michael J. Fox's friend in an 80s movie or like the dad on like a fucking 90s movie or something like.
Yeah, clearly there's an audience for them.
And that's a very
It's weird, man.
niche audience.
It's weird to me.
Now, I thought about that because people said Chadwick Boseman and Michael B. Jordan. There's people that got their starts in the world of soap operas. Only two people come to mind
Your
for
hero,
me.
John Stamos.
Stamos, like you said.
Blackie.
The dude from This Is Us, Kevin, who was married to a girl that we were pals with who's now on Selling Sunset, Chrishell. Chrishell married Justin Hartley. They were both soap opera people. He got the big break on This Is Us. I would see her at Orange Theory with you and we'd be like, yo, what's up? And then out of nowhere, Chrishell went from, oh my God, she's married to Justin Hartley, the dude that got famous on This Is Us. And she was a nobody still. Sort of. Not a nobody, but no one knew her. She went from no one really knowing her to, yo, she's the hot chick married to the guy from This Is Us. And now she's on the #1 reality show on Netflix, Selling Sunset, with all those like hot girls that are real estate agents.
Yep.
So I am amazed though with your point, which is if all these people were decade plus stars on soap operas.
At least like 40 years this dude was on Luke.
Clooney, I know.
I never saw Luke in
Clooney was
shit.
Clooney did soap operas, then he was on Facts of Life.
I didn't even know Luke still was a plot
but
line.
it's just amazing to think. You're right. Usually people cross over. I know they make the point. I heard Doogie Howser, Neil Patrick Harris making the point that back in the day, if you were a TV star, that's all you did. If you were a movie star, that's what you did. Then eventually it was like, oh, people did movies on TV. Soap operas never changed that. It was like, yo, if you're a soap opera person, you don't leave that world.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's just a lot of commitment because it's every day. They do that shit like every fucking day. And there's probably a stigma to it or whatever. But when you're the main guy for that long, you would imagine it was other opportunity. I don't know. So anyway, I have to be resonating with somebody out there because
No doubt.
I knew that shit.
Yeah.
All right. So in more of my wheelhouse, Jeff hit me up. Jeff's in LA, Geoff.
Yo.
And he tagged me on a tweet from Mike Judge. Beavis and Butthead will be returning this year with a brand new movie and more on Paramount Plus. No exact date yet, but soon. They need some time to get back in shape because they're old and fat now.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like time to get in shape for the new movie.
Going around really old and stuff.
Shut up, bunghole. It's like you're bald now. So what? Come to Butthead.
Well, you know what? Your impressions will be relevant again.
Yeah. So that's official. This is interesting for you, Rich. Did you see Kim K and Miley Cyrus are beefing?
No, but I could talk about it on Pop 2K. Thank you.
There you go.
What's the
According
story?
to page 6, the gist I got, if you remember, Miley Cyrus and Pete Davidson hosted New Year's Rockin' Steve together, or their own little New Year's special, right? I just wanted to say Rockin' Steve.
Yeah.
Maybe they got a little too close or something. I believe that Miley did party in Staten Island with Pete afterward or something like that, or maybe they all got together. I don't know. But the speculation comes after Kim K then unfollowed Miley on social media, which is a public statement saying, yeah, something happened.
So let me get this straight. Pete Davidson,
who has been linked to Kim Kardashian.
No, hold on. Let me get this straight.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Has such a fucking hog in his pants that Miley and Kim, two superstars in their own right, are beefing over Pete Davidson, sort of.
We don't know what the beef is about.
But he is the cause of it.
We assume?
God Damn, that
We don't
guy is
know.
what is going? He, you know, we need to have a sit down with Pete Davidson. I don't know how that happens, but I mean,
I'll tell you how it happens. Spot. Make it happen.
it's wild. Like he is fascinating. Good for him. You know, he really must be the most charming, likable, fun person to be around. There must be no more fun person to just be around than Pete Davidson.
So Kim maybe had an issue with her prior, but after that special, she unfollowed Miley Cyrus. So something must have happened.
Well, in the Kim world, Kanye is dating Julia Fox. You know who that is?
No.
Julia Fox. That's from EJ. Let me look her up. I know what she looks like, but I don't know what she's from.
Wait, say what?
Julia Fox.
What is her deal? Miley Cyrus is dating her?
Yeah. No, Kanye.
Oh.
Did I say Miley? Kanye. Kanye and Julia Fox.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, this is steamy.
Yeah.
I think Kanye made a cameo. Word up at the Lakers game yesterday.
Julia Fox, model actress from Uncut Gems. Hey, look at that. Good for them. Happy.
Come to Butthead.
All right.
Wait, I got one more story.
Okay, cool. I have a few more as well. I thought we were going tit for tat. You could go. By the way, as far as slang that we said the younger generation uses, that some of it you could get with, others you just don't get. Is it okay or sound weird when a grown-up says a song slaps or it's a banger?
Depends.
Yeah, that Silk Sonic song? It's a fucking banger.
You got to know you know how we often say you got to know your creep level when addressing women? Like, because what could be perceived as flirting for some could be creepy for others.
That new fucking Dua Lipa song?
You got to know your, like,
fucking
trend levels.
Fucking banger. Is that
your relevant levels?
Can you say that? That song. Spot says that slaps a lot.
Well, Spot's kind of cool sometimes.
Yeah, I guess.
Sometimes. Just kidding.
Let's see.
You got to know where you're at. Are you a fucking old nerd? Are you like Stepdad Gary?
Well, the song kind of slaps, doesn't it,
I
kids?
would say that song is slapping.
That song's a banger, I gotta tell you. It's a banger.
Banger works, but that song slaps is horrible.
Are
That's
you a
from Frey.
natural? You know what I mean? Are you a natural?
All
Are
right,
you a Roy Hobbs?
Let me throw another.
Are you a wordsmith?
Let me throw a news alert at you, and then you could follow it up. Tonight, the Powerball jackpot is over $600 million. It's approaching the money mark where it could be
Waiting for it to be $1 billion.
it could be a top 10 jackpot of all time. So if it's a top 10 of all time, are you one of those bozos that are like 50 million, not enough, but when it's 500 million, you'll play?
I love that
Which
theory.
it's the weirdest theory of all time. The Powerball and Mega Millions, they play it every couple times a week. When it's 50, 80 million, people are like, nope. If
By
it's
the way,
500 million.
people are correcting your usage, your boomer usage of the terms. Like, yo, this lasagna slaps. That Olivia Rodrigo is a banger.
A song is a banger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that pizza you had the other day, that just slaps.
But it's also it's also used in the music world.
I hear banger.
Well, I think they both are applicable. Songs could slap too. See? Thank you, EJ.
I don't know, EJ.
Slapping the bass.
Rich is being corrected.
By who?
Everybody.
Nobody.
More like everybody.
Okay.
That's it? Play your lotto?
Powerball. I'm just asking, like, are you the person that's like, Powerball 600 million? Sure, I'll play now.
I'm not one to play any of this shit, but all you need is $1 in a dream. You know,
$2 in a dream.
$2 in a dream, no longer a buck. Hey, what does the Powerball and the and AB have in common?
No longer a buck.
No longer a buck.
A Powerball ticket. So, $600+ million. You win $400 to $500 million after taxes. Imagine having $400 million and it's already been taxed. What do you do? We've talked about this before. We won't talk about it again. Covino doesn't give it to anyone.
No, I go on that show, my lottery dream home, with that snazzy guy.
With all the tattoos?
That guy who I like, but only in like small doses.
Little doses. That
Hey guys, you won $1 million. This is the weak ass house I found for you guys. What do you think?
What do you say?
I'm like, yeah, you could do better, buddy.
All right, Powerball. What's your next story in the news alert?
No, it's like more of a personal sort of like, oh, man, you just got to laugh at this shit.
I got a couple more quickies then.
Oh,
Derrick
okay.
Henry
Yeah.
off the IR,
Ooh,
which makes the Titans a lot more interesting going into the playoffs, right? Titans, a lot more interesting going into the playoffs, especially if they keep that 1 seed, which it looks like they will, right? So the Titans, huh? Now, speaking of the 1 seed, one other quick sports note. There's a discrepancy or a question. More of a John Quinones.
What would you do?
What would you do? The Packers are 13-3. They've clinched the number 1 spot. They're playing the lowly Lions this week. Easy win for Green Bay. You could say, well, not really. Well, no. For the Packers, they're not going to lose to the Lions. But is there any real reason to worry about a game that's meaningless? But here's the catch. If they sit out their starters in a game that means nothing, Aaron Rodgers got toe hurt.
COVID toe.
He got the COVID toe. And other people are...
Wasn't it a headline that Eli Manning in an interview said, hey, ever since you faked that
toe injury, you've thrown 25 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Kind of funny. Eli got that off, I think.
I think he did too. So, meaningless game. Aaron Rodgers got a banged up toe. It's fucking cold. It's wintertime. Everyone's banged up. But if they don't play today, if they don't play Sunday, the star players, they're not playing wild card weekend because they have a bye. They would last have played on January 2nd. And the divisional game would be January 22nd, which means they would have a 3-week gap in between their last game and a playoff game. And Aaron Rodgers said the one time that this has happened in his career on this level, the Packers went 15-1 one year. And then were off for a few weeks and lost to the fucking Giants, who were like 9-7. So, would you want your team resting for 20 days?
No.
So you
rather, but the snaps,
but the
man.
sad
play half the game.
Yeah, but the sad reality is like, imagine you go out there and Aaron Rodgers is like, fuck, I aggravated my toe more.
Yeah,
but I think they're gonna play. They did a team vote just to give you the outcome. They did a players only meeting. And the team, not the coach, not Matt LaFleur, the team voted, we're going to play.
Good.
Now, we don't know how long of the game they're going to play.
Dope.
But if they're up in the third quarter or the second half, like they don't want to be cold for 20 days. And I get it, right?
Yeah, that's too long in between.
You got to play.
See that a lot in the baseball playoffs, too. A lot of team with momentum, they win first, and then they don't play for a few days. Sometimes a week.
Oh, the worst? Yeah. If your
then
team
they come back cold.
A team. There's plenty of times where a team wins a series like 4-1 or 4
So they're
games.
just waiting for someone else to clinch.
Yeah, and the other series goes 7 games. So you're sitting around for a week.
Lose that momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they still practice, but they got to treat it. I agree with Jason. Not a bad idea. Treat it like a preseason game. Give your starters a little love here or there, but you can't play tentative because that's also when injuries happen. So I don't know. I think they're making the right move by playing, because you would be like, why is Aaron Rodgers even suiting up? Well, you know why?
Stay fresh.
Do you want to go almost a month without playing? And the 49ers have yet to announce in their very crucial win and you're in, or lose and you're probably out of the playoffs to the Rams on Sunday. They don't know yet, as last I checked, if it's Garoppolo or Trey Lance. They don't know who's starting week 18 in a win and into the playoff scenario.
No, I heard the opposite.
What? Garoppolo wants to go.
No, I heard Garoppolo. He's like, Garoppolo got us here. Why would we go with Trey Lance?
No, because Garoppolo, they're not certain that he could go with effectiveness. His hand is still fucked up.
Oh, okay. So what I heard was
if Garoppolo could play, if Garoppolo could play, he plays.
Yeah. There's no discrepancy there. Let that be clear, because Rich confused me a little bit.
Does a 70%, the article that came out a couple hours ago, does a 70% Jimmy G give you a better chance than a completely healthy Trey Lance?
I'm just saying that the 49ers coaching staff made it very clear that if Jimmy G could play,
and Trey Lance made it very clear,
he's going to play.
Trey Lance made it clear that Jimmy G is like the best teammate he's ever had.
That's awesome.
And Jimmy G should start. It's his team.
So what's in question is his health.
It's like, do you want Jimmy G, who is a great game manager and seems to have a great game plan against the Rams for the past couple of years? Do you want him at 70%, or do you want Trey Lance, do you want to play against the Rams defense in his third start ever? I think you put Jimmy G in there for that.
Agreed.
He's got quarterback face. You're right, GF. Jimmy G's a winner. He just hasn't won the big one. I mean, he has a winning record in the NFL. More than 90% of quarterbacks. He's made it to the Super Bowl. He's won playoff games. The question is Jimmy G the guy that's going to be like your franchise long-term guy that gets you there? Probably not. 49ers have a really good defense. They have a great run game. They're going to move on from Jimmy G. But the question is, like, if he's not 100%, do you still go with him? It's a good question. So that's another storyline, week 18 of the NFL. And then, of course, the game that culminates it all, last football note, Justin Herbert, Chargers, Derek Carr, Raiders, Sunday Night Football. And it's sort of a game that I don't think anyone really has a good prediction on, right? Because the Chargers, who you thought were probably the better team, have been laying some eggs in the second half of the year.
True. I saw a side-by-side, though, of Herbert and Burrow, and their stats are so close, but Herbert has the edge as far as stats are concerned. Burrow has the momentum as far as young quarterbacks. But when you got that dude, anything's possible. Maybe Chargers just slumping.
If he doesn't win the big game, you sit him. He will make a mistake and lose it for the Niners. Who, Jimmy G? I don't know, Gabe. All right, well, hey, that's your football update. Any other stories you want to get to before?
Just a quick look. How do you do's? Here's a big news story. My dad got his first haircut since like the pandemic, and it looks great. Like, I'm wondering. I liked where he was going. He's like, "Yeah, I got the crazy old guy look." Yeah, right. Cool.
How's he look?
But it's like he has to regret not cutting his hair sooner because he looks fantastic.
That's great.
My mom's all like fawning over him again. Like, doesn't he look handsome? Like, yeah, he looks handsome. He got his first haircut since the pandemic. He looks great. Big news in the Covino family. Thank God he went and got a haircut. He was so stubborn. Every time my mom said, "You need to get a haircut," you know what he did?
I postponed it now.
He didn't get a haircut.
I
swear to God.
That's weird.
The more we told him, "Dad, you got to get a haircut." Nah, I'm not going to get a haircut.
It's very odd. Like, I don't know anyone else that has that weird stubborn tendency.
That's crazy, though.
And by the way,
no, that's crazy.
The coincidence is unbelievable because today, Sarah gets her first haircut in over 2 years.
Yeah.
Which is bananas to me.
So imagine
if you're wondering, how's my wife not got a haircut in 2 years? Well, she was pregnant.
Right. Couldn't really go to the barber
and it's
for
hard.
a while.
And, she was pregnant, and you're not really supposed to color your hair or do highlights or anything when you're pregnant. So she didn't get a haircut for the last half of Ben's pregnancy. Had been a month before COVID. COVID hit, salons were closed down, and then it just got to a point where she's like, well, the person I met, she's got 4 canceled appointments where someone's like, oh, they got COVID, they got this, or the salon's closed. Finally today, after 2 years, Sarah's hair is almost down to her ass. She's gonna look like a new woman.
Yeah, my dad looks like a new guy. So
yeah,
it really does make a huge difference. Got his haircut. Big news. Also, I want to wish Carrie Kuhnman a happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy
Carrie
birthday
Kuhnman.
From the CNR family to you.
Oh,
I hope Poofador Paul does something nice for you. I heard that dude slaps. And when I say slaps, I mean slaps.
That's disrespectful. Oh.
How many times? It's her birthday.
Carrie's so sweet. I don't want.
We love Carrie Kuhnman. Happy birthday!
From
Paul, us and from Charles in West Virginia. Charles from West Virginia also said happy birthday.
I mean, Paul does throw it down though, from what I hear. The announcement I was going to make before was, I think I have to, and we'll get into this tomorrow because I got to like half my notes today. We have a lot of shit that is fun. I have more stories. Let me write this down for tomorrow. I think I have to just go through with making an appointment. I have to get a vasectomy. I have to do it. Because just even the thought, like,
don't
Sarah,
you wish you would have done it during the middle of the pandemic when nothing was going on? Like, I always think if I was going to do something like a hair procedure, like with a hair, like if I ever wanted to do something, Like I should have did it then when nothing was going on.
Yeah.
Then again, we're sort of entering
nothing's going on now.
We're sort of entering the fifth lockdown.
We just got an email from SiriusXM. Not that we go to the studio for anything because we're both just recording, the rock and the pop stuff. But I just got a thing saying that no one's back in the office till further notice. So it's like grand opening, grand closing again. So, but just the thought of Sarah, I don't know. She was just like, I'm going to get a pregnancy test. She wasn't late or anything, but it was one of those like, and just the thought of that, I was like, so it made me
nervous
feel
farts?
No, it made me, because then I started being like, oh, oh my God, if we had a third kid. And then it was like almost like one of those after school Scared Straight specials where I was like, I think I need to do it because the thought of Sarah, like for a minute, even being like, I don't know. I'm like, whoa. Like then I started thinking like third kid, that's
Look
wildly.
at Barnon though. Barnon dad has 3 and 1 on the way now. Barnon dad.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, bro, I should have got snipped, bro.
just the thought of it, I was like, the thought of it made me say, yeah, I got to do that. I can't, I mean, at this stage of the game, I can't be like, God forbid. I mean, imagine I had another kid. That would be terribly inconvenient, but probably awesome. But it's,
Hey, Rich,
I don't want to Tudmaster Tommy.
Take it easy.
Toilet baby.
Take it easy. Take it
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
All right. Well, on that note,
You know why I say that? Take
Why?
it easy?
why?
Guess.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Oh, because I'm wearing a shirt that says "Take it easy."
I thought it was going to
I
take you a long
totally
time.
forgot. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's right.
Well, yeah, I got other stories too, but I guess we'll make them wait. We'll make them wait.
Yeah. Oh, by
Wait
the
for
way,
tomorrow.
we agreed to a Zoom call in like 10 minutes.
No. So let's do it. Oh, fuck. We can't. All right, never mind.
What?
Behind the scenes shinfo.
We can't.
I was
What?
going to say we can't even really use a lot of times we use this setup as our Zoom meeting setup, but
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to do that today.
You know what it is? Well, let's have a 10-second real conversation. You know, there's people you take meetings with. Oh, I'll tie it together to last night's This Is Us episode without giving more spoilers. You know, you take a meeting that you really don't want to take because you're like, I have to take it, but you don't really want to take it. I feel like there's people that we know over the years that we like them a lot personally, but I feel like from the gist of what the meeting's about, I get the hint already that it's not going to be something where we gain financially or something. Like, I almost feel like,
You know what, though? You know what you're not good at? You're good at being a good guy, right?
yeah, thank you.
And leaving good impressions. But when you really aren't interested, people know it.
Because I'm not.
Yeah, and
But I don't like to
people
fake
know
it.
it because then you know what happens? They start hitting me up on behalf of you. So, for example, here's what happens: Rich is like not interested, and he's not good. At hiding that.
Imagine
He's
someone.
not good at hiding
imagine
that
someone.
gracefully.
Give me someone.
So they
give me-
start thinking like, what is it with this guy? Right? He's being he's blowing me off. So then they come to me, and they're like, yeah, I want to set up a meeting.
No, same thing happens.
And you know what they say though?
Same thing happens to you.
Know what they say? No, because I'm not
The same
I don't-
person.
I don't dismiss
The
people.
same person that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I used to do a fucking weekly thing with them for free.
Yeah, but I don't know these guys. I only know them through you. I've never
I know
met
them equal as you.
No, I don't know. I met them through you. So Rich blows them off. They hit me up. You know what they say? Is Rich available? I'm like, yo, I'm not his secretary, bud. I don't know.
But you're talking about someone we met at an equal playing field.
You find out. I'm not Rich's assistant. I'm not his secretary. I don't know his personal schedule.
It's someone we met at the equal time.
I'm just saying.
We met him at an equal time.
I never met this guy. Ever.
I never met him ever.
Oh, well, how do I know him?
Not through me. No.
Through you.
A text message to the two of us. You're full of shit right now.
No.
Look at everyone tell you you're full of shit.
As far as I know, I only know this guy through Rich.
I never met him.
Okay. I never gave him my number. How does he have my number?
Through the guy that we know, the mutual friend.
Nah, you.
I never met this guy
You.
in my life. But I just know that we deal with a guy
Is
that we
Rich
like.
available? I don't know.
We deal with a guy we met. We deal with a guy we worked with once upon a time. That's a really good guy. But every idea or project or meeting he comes to us with, it's one of those like, well, there's no money up front, but hey, we have some ideas. And it's like, yo, I'm not in
Give
the
you
business.
points in the company. What
Like,
company?
I don't-
The one we're starting.
I don't want to fucking brainstorm with someone that I don't know. But well, hey, you know what? We already got a text. Where's everyone at?
No,
the
nope.
meeting. The
We
meeting
got-
was 11:30. We're a minute late.
We gotta go.
All right. By the way,
We got more stories tomorrow.
everyone's got to understand. Imagine, give me any profession. You're a lawyer. You're a lawyer.
Fucking lawyer.
All right. Hey, you're a lawyer? Yo, let's have this meeting. I have some cool ideas for your law firm. Nah, I don't really need cool ideas for my law firm. All right, yeah, we got ideas. We can make big money together with your law firm. Yeah, what are your big ideas? Well, I don't know yet, but I don't want. We're gonna
Huge money.
huge money. Where's the money? Well, not yet, but maybe. All right, let's go.
Let's say goodbye. Shut
I never met this guy. I never met. It's a mutual thing, Lonnie, where it's like Covino and I have a friend, and this friend's like, "Yo, let's do a Zoom with this random person." The random person I've never met and he never met.
Yeah, but then he starts hitting me up about you, and I'm like, I don't know. Fucking figure it out.
All right, let's go. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
We should live stream the Zoom. No thanks.
Bye, guys.
Love you. Bye. Hit it.